All right, all right, all right. I think I am live. Hey, Zen friends. Happy weekend to you. Happy Friday, right? It is Friday to everyone. Hope you're doing well. I think I lost track of time. Today is Friday. So, welcome. Happy weekend. A lot of you have started your weekend or you're already in your weekend on the other side of the planet. So, hello, hello. And I'm excited to get into our messages today. But before we do that, let us come back to this moment as we like to do by taking a big deep breath in to come back to this moment, coming out of the future, coming out of the past, out of the chaos of the outside world to this beautiful bubble of cocoon love that we have right inside of us, where there's peace and gratitude and happiness and joy. And so, if you want to join me in doing that, we'll take a big deep breath in, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Slow exhale, coming back to the moment. And then we'll bring in the singing bowl for more energy. So, if you want to join me, let's begin. Big deep breath in. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And then, as I said, we'll hit the singing bowl 3 times to help bring in some beautiful love vibration. We just let that emanate out of us, filling us up, going into all of our brain, all our thoughts and beliefs in our mind, and all of that. Oops, I forgot to turn down my volume from earlier. Sorry about that. And then we will also, um, let it go into our hearts and all of our emotions, into our physical bodies, into all the cells in our blood, just our whole entire physicalness, and our spiritual body too, all of our meridians and our chakras and our auras, filling us up fully and flowing out to the world, letting it do what it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet as well. So if you want to join me in doing that, I will hit this 3 times and we can focus on one thing that we're grateful for in this moment that helps raise our vibration very fast and allows us to become a magnet of those things we're grateful for and open for messages from spirit too. All right. So here we go again. Remember gratitude. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Very, very grateful. She's kind of a little low tonight. It's kind of more subtle energies tonight than the big whomping that she usually does, but it's a very, very calmness. But we're in a Leo moon tonight and through tomorrow. Um, when we do our Sunday session, we'll have moved into Virgo moon for that energy. So we'll talk a little bit about that maybe here this evening. So, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here and excited, like I said, for the messages that come from In Spirit. We had a wonderful snow earlier today. It's all melted and then the ground is dry right now. And it got down into the 30s. Tomorrow it'll be back up into the 70s and then higher throughout next week, and then snow. And we're on a little roller coaster here in Colorado, especially Colorado Springs, because we're below Pikes Peak. So we have all sorts of fun energies that come in weather wise. We can have all four seasons in a day sometimes, which I like change and I love weather changes. So there we go. But if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome. I'm your brother Z. We're here to spill the tea, and we got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor, thankfully, and there's always room for more Zen friends. So thank you for being here. If you want to know how the whole process works, it's all down in the description of the video. Free readings are first come, first serve. They're generally 1 to 2 card readings. If anyone makes a donation, I do step out of the free readings and honor those donations because it's how Brother Zen eats, and he appreciates that. So thank you. we dive deeper, meaning we pull more cards for those, get more tea, pour more tea, spill more tea on those, and then you also get a fortune cookie of some sort to kind of round out your reading. It's an oracle card, and you get that with your donation as well. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description area to have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Square, and Google Pay. And I don't have any set dollar amounts. Whatever you give from your heart, I know you're giving what you can, and because I know not everyone is in the current essence of being able to give in the moment. Um, I do try to get to free readings every session. If 2.5 hours into my session, I have not completed any free readings, I do step out of donations to take about 30 minutes of free readings. And then I go back, finish out all donations. And then after I'm done with those, then I usually round out and complete as many, if not all, the free readings too. At the end of each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all of the readings completed with timestamps. Ah, no, super fancy. You just have to find that. I post it after the stream is done, and then you just find it. You click on it. Your timestamp takes you right to your reading. So super, super fun, fun. So that is the process. Also, I do offer personal readings, which can include past life readings, relationship readings, connecting with people on the other side, a whole boatload of different whatever you're looking for. We can find out from Spirit. Those are down below in the description area, along with my energetic hedges. And every 2 weeks, because we have every time there's a full moon or a new moon, I have a drawing to give away a 30-minute personal recorded reading, or if you prefer an energetic hedge, you can claim that as your prize as well. We have one coming up next week. So we've got here the April 1st, April Fool's Day, but there will be a drawing, no fooling. We really will. And I'll put out a announcement announcing the winner of that drawing. So if you still want to get into that, check out that video, tell you all the deets on how to do that. That's the details for those of you. And then every around every new moon and full moon, I do put out a special video talking about making the most of that moon energy. This one here is the one for the Libra full moon, how to make the most of the release energy and the affirmations. And we also, of course, I created the basics of making the most of full moon energy, which dives in more deeply into what affirmations are and how to do release ceremonies, making the most of your release statements. But for those of you that already know all that information, have watched it before, I stopped putting it all together in the full moon and new moon, making the most of those, just because I got tired of saying it every time. And I'm sure if you already know it, you're tired of hearing it every time. So I'm trying to streamline, make it easier for us all, right? Also, I do have a podcast every 2 weeks. And this last one that came out last week is all about I wanna do "Dun dun faded love." That's Tainted Love from the '80s, but this is Faded Love, which talks about faded love, stepping stones, soul partners, soul mates, what the difference between them all is according to spirit, and hints on how to make that an easier path instead of a harder one. So, all that is, free stuff there. I like to make sure everyone knows what's available so you can, take advantage of um, listening to those things, because that's why I put them out there for free, so everyone can learn and grow from it. I also have turned off mid-roll ads, so hopefully you guys have noticed that you're not interrupted with ads during the middle of the streams and my other videos too, just at the beginning and end, just because the ad money that I was getting for the views and stuff isn't worth interrupting and irritating both me, or you. So, we we did away with that, just in case you're wondering. Um, yeah, so I wanted to read something here, and, we will, um last night, if you were here during the streams, one of the readings, the advice that Spirit was giving, I mentioned about a practice in Japan called and it helps with relationships, maintaining relationships, right? Um, and because they have like one of the lowest divorce rates in the world. And this is one of the reasons why. Let me put it over here where I can read it easier. I'm like over here. So I want to read this too. It's from an Instagram post that I read from it's Soul Mind Hub, HUB. So altogether, Soul Mind Hub on Instagram. And um, so the Japanese culture, this approach in Japanese culture is called MA, which means intentional space, not distance, not avoidance, not silence as punishment. It's a conscious pause before words are spoken, a moment where nothing is said so clarity can return. So when conflict arises, couples don't argue, they don't explain, they don't justify, they don't defend. Instead, they say, let's take a few minutes of and during no phones. They don't look at their phones. There's no eye contact. There's no talking. They sit quietly still together until their bodies settle. Only then does the conversation resume. When conflict begins, the body activates, elevating cortisol, faster heart rate, shallow breathing. In this state, logic shuts down. The brain prepares to defend, not understand. So when people speak while activated, tone sharpens, interpretation distorts, defense rises. Uh-oh, right? It's like Jaws. Doo-doo. Words spoken in survival mode create scars, not solutions. Whew, it's powerful stuff. That's why I wanted to read this. Research from Japan University shows that shared silence from 4 to 7 minutes lowers physiological arousal, regulates breathing, and restores cognitive clarity. You get your smarts back. And the nervous system must calm before resolution is possible. An activated brain, in fight or flight mode, attacks. A regulated brain listens. No relation skill works until the body feels safe. Love doesn't fail because people stop caring. It fails because they speak before their bodies are ready to hear. I'm going to say that again. It's so powerful. Relationships fail not because people stop caring. It fails because people speak before their bodies are ready to hear. Sometimes silence is the most protective act of love. And this isn't about going into silent treatment, giving someone the silent treatment, right? This is a understanding between the two of us that let's take a moment of pause or ma or whatever you want to call it. And it's the agreement we have with that as well. So I like that. It says most fights aren't about the topic, They're about the nervous system timing. So when your body feels unsafe, your subconscious goes into survival, and survival doesn't want connection, it wants control. That's why you can love someone deeply and still experience hurt with our words, because love isn't the issue, regulation is. Wow, right? So Ma breaks the emotional momentum before the subconscious hijacks the relationship or conversation. Silence doesn't have to be cold. Silence can be a reset, a pause where your body says, I choose us over my reaction. When you do this consistently, you teach your partner's nervous system, you're safe with me, even in conflict. Isn't that powerful? When we do this consistently, we teach our partner's nervous system, even when we're in conflict, you're safe with me because I'm not going to attack you. We're going to have a conversation. In the West, silence is often seen as cold or passive aggressive. Yeah, because we use it as the silent treatment. We use it as punishment, right? But Ma is a promise. I won't hurt you with an overheated mind. So maturity isn't saying everything immediately, it's knowing when not to speak yet. Calm first, words second. Calmness first, words second. So powerful, right? That's why you're silent a lot. But if they don't know why, that's the thing is if it's not mutual and they don't understand, what's happening, they just think we're giving them the silent treatment. Um, so it's, saying before we get into an argument, or even like next time before we fight, you can fight like Ozzy and Sharon, right? uh, yeah, and you can get a reality TV show over it, right? Anyway, I wanted to show that with everyone. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed that. Um, so, all that said, let me do some shout outs and we'll get into readings here. Of course, we got JoJo in the house. I was just talking with you. So, hey, hey, good to see you. I do have your 2 donations. So, thank you for that. We got Tim De La Gem in the house. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Wonderful. Yeah, pause before action, right? And we got Debbie O in the house. Hey, Debbie O. Good to see you. And we got Marissa Smith. Yes, Marissa, I did get your donation via the PayPal. So I do have you on the donation list. Let me grab your official name here though. Not just me typing out your name. Boom, boom. I gotta be consistent. My Capricorn rising demands it. All right. So if you throw and your question was on your PayPal, so I did see that. And then we got Moonlight in the house. Hello, hello. I'm doing good. Yeah, absolutely. Let me grab your free reading here and we will put that on the list here. Boom, boom. Thank you, Debbie O, for removing ads during the reading. Yay, yay. We're both Capricorn rising. That's right, right? Fun. Yeah, absolutely. I love that, Jojo. You listen to it again. I love Debbie. You're so funny. All right, yeah, very good. Yeah, you have your Debbie O, you have your readings that you purchased last year when they were on special. So yeah, we still have a few. I think. Well, you can let me if you don't remember, I can look it up because I have it listed somewhere. And then we got Deb in the house too. Yes, Deb, I did get your Venmo, so thank you so much for that. Let me see here. Does it have your? Oh, yep, they do has your question on it too. So I'll grab that there. And thank you, Debbie O, for mentioning that personal readings are amazing. I'm so grateful that you enjoy those. I enjoy doing them. All right. We have Priscilla in the house. Hey, Priscilla, get you on the free reading list here as well. Hello, hello. And then Debbie O, there. I knew you had a question somewhere. Just working my way up from the bottom up. but I keep everyone in order, first come, first serve. So I do have you on the list. So thank you. Thank you. And let's see here. Here's Jojo. Here's your number 2 question. Let me just grab that because I had grabbed your other one. Let me just put it on here just for the sake of having it. Boom, boom. And there we go. Let me grab Deb's name here too. Let's see. Yeah, you came in there. Just making sure I'm getting them all in the right order too. Okay. So we've got all those. And then I do have Blueberry in the house. Hello, hello. I got you on the free reading here as well. And Jojo, I do have your 2 donations. We got Swoop Bobby from earlier for the free readings too. Good morning when you watch this. And Leslie from earlier too. Leslie might still be here, but hello. So I good to see everyone here. So Tim, you beat out 6 candidates. Was it like Thunderdome? 6, 7 people walked in and only you walked out? First day of work is tomorrow. Yay! Celebrate the victory with you peeps. That's right. Seems like a place needs a stability upgrade. Well, cheers to you. Cheers, cheers. We'll raise a coffee glass to you. Yum, yum. All right. And welcome, Jamie's Cowboys. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being a new subscriber. All right. So I think where we're at here, we've got for donations, we have JoJo up first for 2, and then Marissa, and then Deb is where we're at for donations. Free readings right now, we got Swaroop, Blueberry, Debbie O, Priscilla, and Moonlight or Summer. So that's where we have now, and I'll add any new ones that come in as well. But that is where we are at tonight. Since we're in Moon in Leo, I felt, of course, I wore red. It looks like orange, like a red orange, but it's really like a dark red, even though the camera's picking it up weird, I think. But it's fire energy of this Leo energy. And so we're going to be using Pastel Dreams Tarot. And even though pastel doesn't seem like a Leo energy, when you see the fire cards, fire energy of the cards, you can see that they are. Oh, you see red? Are you mad? Oh, you mean my shirt. So we're going to use those this evening. For everyone's first donation, we're going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun for the fortune cookie. And then for any additional donations, beyond the one, we'll use the Angel Wisdom Oracle. We're going to end up finishing those up here this weekend. We've got probably about 15 or so of those left, so we'll be using those. All right. So that is, you thought my shirt was orange? I think it depends probably on, because like I see red over here, but on mine, it kind of looks reddish, orangish on what I'm watching live through another not through my camera. So it all depends, I think, on our whatever settings are on our phones and computers and everything. Because I was like, oh, I thought it was red. All right. So we will dive in here. Thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up and for being here. So grateful for all your love and all of your support. And I appreciate you guys, all the stuff that you do with, likes help the channel when you guys are, commenting on the videos afterwards. That helps too, and watching the videos and liking those videos. Everything you guys do so much, and I enjoy that. It's a newer mic. Is it sound okay? Is that what is it just looks different? It's not the glowing one I had, 'cause the sound was weird on it, so I did get a new mic that supposedly seems like it has clearer sound. Hopefully, it's, coming through okay, and you guys can hear me alright. Oh, it sounds better. Okay, good. So it is. Yay! Oh, that's why you noticed, because I'm clearer. Yay! Alright. So, oh, thank you, Marissa. I do see another donation just came through. So thank you. We'll add that second one on here too. All right. All right. So let's get the party started. So Jojo, you're up 25-18 for your first one here. Boom, boom, boom. And let's see here. This was popcorn. Yay. So I like that here. And so this one is oh, now it's time for California poppy, a plant you discovered kind of for yourself today. Should you try tincture? I mean, I probably will at some point. Also, anything Spirit has to say about it. All right. Yeah. Shuffle up here. Do one more, and we'll find out here if you the energy if you do try it, because we know like there is no shoulds from Spirit, right? There's just energy if you do, and energy if you don't. And then what else they want you to know. That way you can choose if it's the flavor. As you say, it's like flavor of ice cream. Is it the flavor you want right now or not? And you might put it on the shelf for later if you don't. Oh, wow. Discovered by an Estonian. Isn't that amazing? What were they doing in California? Just kidding. The probably the real name of it, not the California poppy, right? All right. So yes, I know you're an Estonian. That's good for everyone else to know, because I know I don't often share where people are located for the sake of privacy, like more specific. Expeditioning. Oh, they were in California? Oh, nice. So, at the bottom of the deck, you do have the 7 of Wands. I like this energy because this is about, of course, you being true to yourself, shining bright, not dimming your light, not needing to explain or defend any of your choices and actions. So it's a good underlying energy. Like you get to decide. There's no wrong choice. You get to decide for you, kind of energy. If you do try it, wow, you got the Knight of Wands. Definitely has something to do with energy movement, and it's it's almost like it's is it like cocaine? No, I'm just kidding. Or speed? Wait, poppy. Isn't poppy make you sleepy? Or is it used as some sort of but it gives you a lot of energy, it seems like. It's gonna cause you to really feel energetic and move energy within you, is the action here. And if you don't, you still have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you would later. If you don't do it now, oh, like you said, if you don't do it now, you would later, because it's the tuna for you that it will be, or more like opium. Yeah, that makes sense. So I do feel like here that if you don't try it now, you will try it later, and it'll be beneficial for you later as well. Um, so I feel like there's not a wrong time to do it, right? It would be your drug of choice. You're so funny. Let's see what else they want you to know here, because there's several other cards. So you got the Knight of Cups. Yep, there is movement of emotion. It makes sense here that it does bring emotions to the surface, because I feel like it kind of removes a layer that's holding emotion down. So just know any suppressed emotions might make themselves known, right? It's like a emotional release, because it kind of unlocks the basement where our little emotional inner child was kind of pushed down to from our thinking mind, and so it's like unlocking it, and they hear that, and it opens up and goes, "Here I come." So it will rise there. And you got the 9 of Pentacles and the Judgment card. So, definitely, um, it'll open you up to connection with spirit too, with the 9 of Pentacles, because that's spirit on the hand here. And the Judgment card is your higher self showing you clarity of things too. And that's because again, it puts the mind, the human mind, kind of on in the background, there as well. Yeah, I feel like it would, because your mind is limited in its criticisms and control, and the heart is allowed to flow where creativity comes from your heart. So it definitely feels like it would do that, right? Um, yeah, I think you should. I was about to say, just make sure you're aware of doses and start small because otherwise you got the death card and the page of pentacles. Whoa. So there's a good thing. Of course, you always will. You always are very aware because you know your herbs and things like that. So you know to don't, down a bottle, you try a little bit and wait a while and see how it reacts and see if you want to do more. But this is about a new opportunity of rebirth too. I feel like it helps you on your journey of rebirth and moving forward, especially in this rebirth around seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way as well. Thank you for saying, of course, because now I won't worry about you. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so there's this balance energy that comes in here too. I feel like it calms your outside world a bit, and I feel like it helps with your fire energy. Even though with this Knight of Wands, it's like there's this it surges. I feel like there's this grounding energy that comes in with it too. So I feel like kind of how like with a hyperactive child, if you give one coffee, it calms us. I feel like this would calm you, as well at the same time. Even though it's bringing your energy up, it actually has a calming effect on you. Yeah. You do have 8 of Wands, a lot of messages, a lot of energy, but a lot of messages from spirit too, and the 8 of Cups too. So this just shows it allows flow, allows you to leave behind emotions and relationships that don't serve you anymore. But it definitely this Knight of Wands, energy, when we asked how it would impact you in these other cards here, does feel like it's more flowy, energy that it brings in for you, but it allows you to go with the emotional flow and the passionate flow and get out of the mental flow. So interesting. So proceed with caution. Of course, disclaimer, you know my disclaimer, you've been with me long enough, so you know that I'm not a licensed herbalist or professional. So always seek professional assistance and before making decisions in your life. I don't want to hear Estonian woman, Estonian woman, drugs entire city with California poppy. All right, Jamie, have a good one. Good to see you. Hopefully, we'll see if you do you have a question ever. Let us know. I'd love to pull some cards for you. So thanks for being a new subscriber and stopping by. I'm on Wednesday through Sundays. All right. So let's see here. Your Oracle of the Radiant Sun. What do they have here for you? All right. No, nothing here yet. Let's see what else. Here we go. So you have this is Saturn in Cancer. Wow, what a fitting card. You have Charity here. Um, so of course Saturn is all about the mind, a lot of the work in the mind, but and then you have Cancer, which is all about emotion. So here we are, that energies. So Saturn is ambition, Cancer is nurturing and attachment. Um, and it has a mother with her 2 children. Well, you have a brother too, right? There's 3 of you, I think, right? But, she moves protectively away from a large, impressive, but severe building. In the sky, angels reach out in sympathy to the 3 figures. So, this energy, Saturn in the sign of Cancer shows responsibility and self discipline where family matters are concerned. Often, this planet sign combination indicates energy whose own early environment may have been harsh or severe and who may still have a few emotional scars. For this reason, it's more than usually important that the people that this energy is influencing just improves their own family circumstances, although real home comforts and security are likely to come later in life. There will be periods during which Saturn Cancerian energy feels emotionally isolated from the family or may have to take on extra responsibility. Whatever this may be, they take family and social responsibilities seriously, valuing stability and security. Negatively, lower vibration, however, this can produce over possessiveness towards material things and loved ones. Conscientious work in caring for or helping others will prove fulfilling throughout life for those with Saturn Cancerian energy. Often, this combination indicates the need for much hard work to keep up required standards of security and comfort. Nevertheless, feelings are hidden from public view to maintain dignity. You may suffer conflicting moods that manifest as difficulty in expressing feelings for fear of losing dignity. So, when this card is revealed in a reading, it can indicate a struggle to maintain family or home security, right? The crows are screaming outside. They're like, yep. It may involve accepting reluctantly the material assistance of an institution. Events that this energy can bring in or be involved with work for a charity or an institution, a responsible post in which one is rewarded for good works and rewards for social work. Also, foster parenting. Do you feel like you're foster parenting someone? All right. Like anyway, we won't mention anything. But that's your fortune cookie for this one. I like that. Too funny. I love crows. All right. Tell him I said hello. All right. Let me take a quick sip here. We'll go into number 2. So cheers to you. All right. So, number 2, we're at 3736, maybe. Okay, there we are. So here's for your second one. Thank you for your additional donation and your extra sticker there. So cute. Anyone, why did I have that very weird dream about that certain famous person, but in a bad way? Oh, a bad way person. A weird in a bad way dream? All right. And so just before we pull the cards, whenever we have you know, um like a intense dream that we could perceive as a nightmare or bad or whoa or very, very weird and that gets our attention, that's our spiritual posse or our inner children, just our the producers of the dreams are trying to make it so extreme so that we'd remember it and it would get our attention. Because regular dreams, we kind of wake up and within minutes we're like, "What was I dreaming? Oh, I think I was at some job or something." We're like, "Oh." But if it's bizarre and weird and has intense emotional energy with it, we remember details, right? We're like, "Oh my god, I still remember some from my childhood too," right? Um, I remember I can picture them, these I had 3 dreams that would bring me this kind of energy, and, once I faced, because one was about a witch in a basement, another one was this creature behind this door, and the other one was something to do with my dad was on this kind of contraption machine, um, and Uh, and when I faced the fears, and when I instead of running from it, when I faced them, they disappeared. I never had the dreams again. So very interesting. All right, well, let's find out here. What's the purpose behind the dream? But all of that to say that we have these to get our attention. So why did they want to get your attention? What is this about here? And usually the characters in the dream, unless it's a premonition of some sort, um, it's gonna be about us taking the form of different characters on the stage of our dream, and they represent, our emotions and us relating to our emotions. So, take a look here. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Emperor, Major Arcana number 4. Underneath that, you do have the 4 of Cups. So there is this stability, looking for emotional stability, looking to kind of step into this. It's Aries fire energy, like stepping into making choices, making decisions from the heart and not the mind. So there is something about control energy I feel in the dream, feeling the need to control, or someone's trying to control me. And I feel like that's kind of the a big piece of the energy, being the underlying energy there. Let's see what else we have. So you got the Justice card, the Queen of Swords. Yeah. So it is the mind trying to work out some things with the heart. Queen of Swords is the balance between head and heart, right? Love that she has a bird on her hand too. It's like there's all these birds on their hands with you, and I know birds are important for you. Got the Justice card too, which she's got the Ace of Swords, trying to balance thinking, letting go of old ways of thinking, seeing new ways of thinking, that come in as well. So um, I like that. I feel like this is kind of the attempt to figure some things out you know, in your heart, in your dreamland, but it's like I almost feel like this person that you were dreaming about, that they represented like the thinking, like your mind, some of the supposed tos and shoulds and um, expectations that need to be upheld. And for some reason, they represent that either in a movie they were in or um, a drama that they are involved in. Something to do with that, it feels. Let's see what else we got here. They're pushing me on. I'm like, "All right, we'll go." We got the Devil card here, which is about the shaking and rattling of a lot of long-held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets to be set free from it, to clear you from, oh, oh, well, definitely, that can represent a lot of addiction and restriction and trappings and, kind of energy, that's there. So they definitely were involved in a large drama. But there's this, it's something that they represent, that is here. He was doing a makeup tutorial. That's hilarious. We'll see what that's about here, because that is very weird, but it's about cover up, right? Um, Trying to appear different than they are. And that makes sense with this Justice card too. We've got this need for people to have justice kind of flowing below the surface a little bit here too. But it's always a mirror reflecting back to us. Oh, we got more cards here. Let's see what this is about here. Because it does feel like I'm letting go of some fears of who I'm supposed to be, because that's what's causing me to, you know, try to be someone I'm not. Makeup tutorial, right? And maybe even we'll see here, but it's whatever emotions are below the surface about um, pushing your true self down, right? They're bringing in, I was about to reach over here and go, isn't the 7 of Wands here? That was your last reading, the 7 of Wands, which is, about, um, being true to your authentic self and not dimming your light, not denying who you are, kind of energy says, now I'm ready for the ladies. Well, we know. How does that fit into your life? Anyway, let's take a look here. and see what else we have here. Yeah, you got the 5 of cups. So there is some emotion below the surface, some sorrow, some hidden here, it's like it's got a veil over it. It's veiled. It's you don't see who it is, right? And I feel like there is some of this energy of being true to yourself and allowing emotions to flow, and there is some emotional suppression with this 5 of cups. So I feel like there is this, um, you know, is there some shame that's below the surface that's related? Because it's almost like when you look at them, JE, right? You're looking at it like, um, it's like, shame. They're not supposed to be there. They did things that were wrong. And sometimes we'll put a face to our emotions, right? So how does that emotion, you know, fit in there? How does that relate, to you? Let's see here. Got two cards underneath the surface of that. And you got the 4 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So there's a lot of passion and joy and celebration and marriage um and this feels like expressing my passion, right? Even marrying who I want kind of energy with the 4 of Wands underneath the surface. But there's almost this feeling of joy was stolen, right? And what this brings in. And you got another, so you have the 4 of Cups, the Emperor number 4, the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles, which this has to do with the 4 Pentacles is that energy of learning a lot about our worth and where we were placing our worth, you know. And I feel like this is a journey of understanding and letting go of some um hidden shame below the surface. Oh, there it is. I was because they had me go, here's the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck under the Emperor, um, and the 4 of Cups, which she steps away, dives deep into her emotions, connects to the higher realms, right? And what's underneath the High Priestess? There's the 7 of Wands that I was reaching for over here. And you have the 8 of Cups and the Knight of Cups, movement of emotional energy, kind of like you got for the poppy, right? So possibly this will help reveal. It's like you reached out to find out, and you have a tool that can help you get into those things below the surface that are there that you're ready to release that are holding you back. Um, that you're painting over, like in that, because they were doing a makeup tutorial. Um, and it's like, I'm ready to transform who I am. I'm ready to be ready for the ladies. That's funny. But very weird, but very, I feel like this is coming up to release a lot, right? Um, and especially with that 4 of Pentacles being home energy, I feel like with you being at home, that this is all kind of coming up here too. And we had, we were in Cancer moon energy until this morning, I believe. So, you know, oh, okay, a couple of days ago. Was it in Cancer moon? See what your fortune cookie brings in here too. For this one, you get one of these angel cards. You got trust. So it says, regardless of the outcome, I am taken care of. Says the angels ask you not to worry about the resolution of the current situation. Instead of trying to solve the problem with sheer force, trust you will get exactly what you need. So I like that. Probs. You're so funny. So hopefully that brings a little clarity into what this is, but I definitely can understand the weird dream because there is this letting go of old mindsets and clearing away restrictions and it almost feels like with that justice card that feels like judgment, like self-judgment that's coming from the surface, from earlier in life when you felt wrong, wrong, wrong. I'm doing wrong. I'm doing wrong. I'm doing wrong. I'm thinking wrong. I shouldn't feel this. I shouldn't, whatever this, because it feels shame kind of energy that's there. I do. I love that your dreams are so revealing for you. So I love that. What a great combo between the first reading and the second, too, about emotional release coming in. So I like it. A lot of that. All right. Yes, here it comes. Freedom is on its way. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your dual donations and enjoy your dreams if you're going back to sleep because you're on the other side of the planet. And maybe we'll all join you. Absolutely. Much love to you, my friend. All right, let me do a couple of shout outs here and we will get back into the readings here. So let's see here. I think we ended up here. We did have here. So, Marissa, I got yours. Second one on here. And then we had, let's see, we do have Sean G in the house. Hey, Sean G. Hey. I did get your donation via Zcash app. So we'll get you on the list here. And then Debbie O, I see your donation. So we'll get you on there as well. And I think that is it there. And then I think we did have here, I thought I saw, yep, Minnie Hill in the house. Hey, Minnie Hill, doing good. Hope you're doing well. See your free reading request. We'll get you on the list here. Boom, boom. And Olivier Vagara, hello, hello. Good to see you, my friend. See your free reading request. We'll get you on the list here too. I think that might. Oh, no, Maria P. Hello, hello. She just came in too. Good to see you. We'll get you added on here for the free reading. And I'm sure you probably be sending a PayPal. So we'll add that when you do that as well. If you do it, there's no pressure ever, but that's the usual. I'll put your name up there just so I have it. All right. Cheers, cheers. Oh, I know it's time to cheers. So cheers, everybody. Thank you again for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. And I'm so grateful you guys are part of my love tsunami along with me. And we're spreading love to the world. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Love you. Yum, yum. I know. Got to remind me. Sometimes I forget to drink, right? All right. So where we're at, we have Marissa Smith up next, and then Deb, and back to Marissa, and then Sean G and Deb O is where we're at right now for the donations. All right. So Marissa, you're up. 5307 is for your first one here. Whoops. I can grab that with my mouse. There we go. And it is in here. So let's dive in here. And there it is. So you want to know what is your child's father's next actions towards you. All right. Well, look here. Based on current energy, see if they've got any more clarity coming in from the other night. What they're bringing back is some confusion. Confused person. Let's see here. Based on the energies of today and where they're headed, what are their next actions here? Do we have? So they don't want that one, but they do want that one. I feel like there was one more. This one here. Oop, out and underneath. All right. So let's see what we got here. All right. We'll see what happened here because the bottom energy right now feels like they're looking to try to get back into partnership here with the Lover's card. You're like, N-O, no. Maybe. I have to use my no button every once in a while. But we do have here, next we have the Knight of Pentacles. It's a slow moving movement towards that. So their underlying intention is they would like that, but very slow. Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight. So it's not like a speedy tomorrow thing, but it's like they feel like they're going to slowly try to step in, little steps, little steps, little steps. Because I feel like there's this energy, if they rush in, then you'll do the no. But if they can ease their way in, I can get back in the door kind of energy. But now you've busted them. But let's take a look. You have 4 cards and 1 underneath. Let's see what these are about here, their intentions. Oh, yeah. So there still is this third party situation energy here. I know. And the 2 of swords, making decisions. There's always that. This is like the card they got, and maybe even the 3 of cups, the other one too. Yes, it was yesterday or the day before. But they're conflicted. Their head and their heart are conflicted between, you know, having a third person, third party situation, or trying to, be um, faithful to make a change and to be able to commit and not wander, right? But we got the 3 of Pentacles too. All this 3 energy. What's this other one? And the 7 of Cups. Yeah, a lot of emotional confusion. A lot of this being true to their selves, true to their authentic self. But I feel like that's what kind of comes in here is I want to, um, I really want to fight these emotions, fight these desires. And they have intentions of being true. But the thing I learned in my life is even with the best intentions, if people don't do the inner work and they're not capable of doing it, they're, it's like, I'm going to quit being an alcoholic and while I'm going to bars. It's like you can't. You gotta make significant changes to change their energy, right? And let's see what the underlying energy is here. Yeah, they got the Queen of Wands, which is they've got this underlying passion, this underlying drive in them that they have to get to the source of what's sparking them and that why they feel it's stories and mental belief systems and emotions from the past that have them, activate and do those things. And they need to change that. Even though, like I said, people with the best intentions is like, I wish you could do what you intend, but if you can't, you're setting yourself up for failure if you don't make significant change. Speaking to them, not to you, of course. Let's see what else they have here. Got the 8 of Pentacles, which does feel like they're willing to do the work. They're willing to put in the blood, the sweat, the tears. Yeah, and they're willing to face the stories and do that. Or but will they do it? I'm willing, but again, intentions willing, but well, go do it first. And it's kind of like this, you need to go get help in overcoming this kind of sexual addiction kind of energy that feels here. And so that you can, you know, be a lover and not just someone who's passionate, right? That you can be a true partner, not, have intentions of being a compatible partner and, you know, not being able to do it, right? So I feel like those are the intentions that are coming. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. For this one, we'll do the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. See what we got in here. Okay, this one. All right. Get the little book here and let's see what we got here. So we've got Mars in Capricorn, which is authority energy. A lot of mental energy, a lot of, again, fire. That Mars energy rolls over Aries and passion energy. What am I looking at? Mars. Like, where am I going? Which way do I go here? So it's after Venus, right? Yeah. And then it is Capricorn. So Mars is all action and Capricorn is duty and perseverance. And it does show a king stands firm, holding symbols of authority and power. The orb with the globe topped by a cross represents traditionally the church's power over the world. Here, the cross is equal-sided cross of earth, and the power of the material world challenges the spiritual. Yeah. So this kind of energy, Mars and Capricorn, it can bring great energy when it's channeled, into professional ambitions and have a strong desire for recognition and status. So the actions of this energy are always well considered and decisive, not given to rushing into things willy nilly. Their energies are rarely wasted on impulsive and costly mistakes. They show initiative and executive ability that makes practical achievements possible. So, this placing of Mars gives undoubted potential for constructive and energetic leadership in whatever field that they make their own. The negative side of this card can manifest as a power at all costs attitude, where career and ambition are concerned. In such situations, they have little care for those pushed aside in their own drive to get what they want, right? However, this attitude rarely results in the kind of recognition that they are, it's important for them to find for their fulfillment. Fortunately, the fiery planet of Mars is usually tempered in the sign of Capricorn, and power is applied with a great deal of common sense and control, which manifest as responsible action. So, this is what he needs to be able to do and embrace. It's that Mars passionate energy having this, what did they call it? Sense of control, tempered, you know. So when this card appears, it can indicate a need for the questioner to take control of this situation by asserting authority. There you go. Alternatively, it may be necessary to seek the help of a person in power. But I feel like it's you. If they want to, reignite, then you get to put your foot down, you have authority going, this is what I need you to do in order, if you want to be in a relationship with me, which is go to counseling, get to the root of this. There's things that you can get tools from to help you do this, because I don't want to do what we've always did and get what we've always gotten, right? It's interesting that the events of this energy surrounds is ambitious moves requiring great self-control, be in a position of power over less reliable people, a lonely job with great responsibility, and seeking help from someone in a position of authority. So, interesting energies. So hopefully that resonates there for you. So that's what they have for the first one there for you. We'll circle back around for number 2 here in a moment, after Deb Deb. So you can ponder and let that percolate for a moment, and then we will dive into those. All right. Let me just take a look here. I think I've got these here. All righty. So, thank you, Maria. I did get your donation via the PayPal, as well as Guide. Hello, hello. I got yours via the PayPal as well. So thank you guys for that. Where we're at on donations. Let me see. Did we have anyone else come in just real quick? No. So Deb's up next, and then Marissa, then Shanji, then Debbie O, and then Maria P, and then Guide. You'll be up after that. All right, let's take a sip here and we'll dive in. So cheers, cheers, everybody. All righty. So Deb, you're 10401. Look at that little mirroring going on there. You got 10401. All right, so let's take a look here. An oracle message from your posse, huh? Anyone who wants to come through, you felt the emotions of the universe this week? I know, a lot, right? Feeling emotions. Yeah, definitely this Cancer moon energy. Seems to be something else going on too, probably with astrology, but definitely it feels like things are being shaken for sure. Let's take a look here. What is this one? What are they drawing me to here? Oh, we got the Shaman's Dream Oracle here. So let's take a look here, see what we got coming in from the Shaman's Dream. No Blindside one for you today. Were you thinking Blindside? It's down there, but they didn't take me there. You get to be spared. All right. What do we have? Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. What a beautiful card. Let me see if I can zero in here, if you can see it. Yeah, there it goes. Beautiful little boat floating in here. Card number 14. Pardon me. So it says, what lights you up? Experiencing life as it comes, seeking the essence, but not knowing the form. Interesting. So the drifter card here invites you to step out of your to do list and your ordinary routine to feel the breeze against your skin, calling you to follow the wind and explore life's opportunities. When the drifter appears, it's a sign that it's time to cut the mooring lines holding you to the dock. It's not important to know the destination before you set sail. It will become clear as you leave port. Do not wait for a map, as there are none to where you're destined to go. But be sure that you do have a compass to keep you true. Yours is your pure love and your intention to be free, even of your own beliefs and preconceptions. Few appreciate the energy of the drifter. Here, you may not seem to be doing anything worthwhile or meeting someone else's expectations, but you are the only one who understands that others are running full out on the hamster wheel and getting nowhere. Your laziness is an underappreciated virtue. You know that life will find you and bring you everything you require without you having to search for it, by simply being instead of frantic doing. Even as you let your mind wander, releasing it to go on a daily walkabout, call it back home regularly to deliver news from the cosmos. The drifter helps you find what you're looking for, even when you didn't think you were seeking anything. I love that. What a beautiful message there for you. And let's see what your, we'll also give you, of course, an oracle of the radiant sun. Let's see what astrology comes in here for you. Yeah, letting go of our to do list, make it a could do list, and then go on an adventure, right? Instead of trying to get up to zero, get rid of expectations and live life, an abundant life, instead of a life that feels like we're behind, trying to catch up, trying to meet expectations, right? All right. So let's see what we got here from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Okay, this one here. And you have the Sun in Virgo, health. I love it. Virgo Sun. So let's take a look here. So, of course, the Sun is all about fortune, and Virgo is perfection and service. So, this has the three servants tending to the well being of a princess. A pentacle invokes health and fortune. I like all that. You get to be the princess that's taken care of by a lot in the world. And there's even kind of this Aquarius influence of the water bearer here, right? Pouring out the oils upon Cleopatra's hair, right? So the energy of course, the sun in Virgo indicates a person who has the ability to make order and system out of seeming chaos. There you go. This card rules health and work with the knowledge that material well-being is a requisite for a fulfilling, organized working life. People with this energy, a combination, can be somewhat perfectionist in specialized areas, and as a result, a little hard on those less able to match their high standards. Care should be taken not to develop too nagging a nature in the name of helping the less organized. Good reminder, right? As you're getting involved in helping people with stuff, I could speak up, but you're like, you know what? A good thinker, the Virgoan values of the sun energy here, um, values learning in order to analyze and grasp the essence of things. Material progress is also respected by this energy, who have a fondness for the good things in life, but do not throw away hard earned money on rubbish. These abilities flourish in service to others. And when this energy of Virgo sun is able to give to those in need. Although the personality might have a great deal of modesty, it is also important that their value is appreciated. Some kind of interest or occupation in diet, nutrition, or complementary health is common to the people this card describes. Helping people, being that mentor, right? The challenging side of this combination is a tendency to over worry about health, which may, I think they left out a word, which may lead to excessive pill popping and hypochondria. Well, I don't think that you do that. When this card is selected, it can indicate a strong need to put one's life in order, and it highlights diet, nutrition, and health. So, nurturing yourself. Events that can surround this energy, analytical work, a new health regime, right? Uh, Regimen, that's what it's just spelled like regime. Concern with physical well-being, cataloging or organizing, correcting or editing work. So, you have some fun, awareness, good awareness that's coming in here. So, I like that for you, Deb. Hopefully that helps in your adventures right now. So, many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. Hey, Cat Mia, good to see you. Meow meow. I'll get you added onto the free list here. All right. So let me see here. Did we get another donation come in here? Let me just double check here. Oh, yes, we did. Okay. So, Maria, thank you for your additional donation. I'll add another one onto the list here. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So up next we got number 2 for Marissa. So we got 11311 for your second donation. Thank you so much for that. Got your timestamps there, and let's get over here to you here, which this should be you here. Yes, it is. So you applied for another two-bedroom house. Will you get this one or will you have to wait? All right. Let's see here. Based on current energies, what we have coming in here. Bringing back was the reading we got that you would have, like, wasn't there like one that you were going to apply and it wasn't going to go through because was it two that you were going to have or one? I can't remember the reading now, but they're vaguely bringing back that, whatever one, if you applied for one and didn't get it, that was part of the plan. Because I think there was two, if I remember. But let's see here. One is this one that you're going to get based on current energies? See what we have here. We got that. What's this here? All right. All right. Well, let's see what this is. On the bottom of the deck, you do have the King of Swords. King of Swords energy. There's a lot of clarity that comes in with the King of Swords. They have the Ace of Swords. Allows them to see things more clearly. And there's other reasons, but they just want to say that there's a lot of clarity that comes in. You have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom. Not the Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit, sorry. Because I was thinking Nine of Pentacles is about, the Hermit is about being away, and they were showing me Nine of Pentacles, meaning being alone, having your own place in the physical world. So I like this, that you're having clarity come in around your hermitude, which we like, right? Though you may not be alone there, but you're not in a group with other people around, right? So let's take a look here. Um, will you get this one or will you have to wait? Got the Four of Swords. There's an energy of resting, peace of mind here. Let's see what this means here. We got more cards, of course. Yeah, I feel like there's like, because you've got here the Judgment card and the Five of Wands, that there is some conflict I feel with this one, but they're calling you to somewhere here. I feel like I do so many readings, but when they bring something back, uh, um, it's for always a purpose, right? Because I feel like you were going to have two that were turned down, and then there was going to be a third one that was going to be the one that's like, yes, and it was worth the wait on it. Because this one feels like they're like, rest your mind. It is unfolding perfectly. If there's conflict, then that's not the one for you, and that we're leading you with this Judgment card, calling you to somewhere else, right? Yeah, they do have the Emperor. So we got the Aries choosing energy. Underneath that, you got the Chariot, the choosing energy. That's coming in. And where's this leading you here? And the Ace of Swords. Again, more clarity coming in here. And I feel like they're saying here they're going to make it a no-brainer, and they're going to make it very easy for you to know where is the most um abundant place that's in alignment with what you're wanting, and they're going to intervene to make things not work out, so that you don't have to go, oh my god, is it this one or this one? It's, you still have the power of choice, but I feel like there's something in here about your higher self, again, guiding you and leading you, with the Judgment card going, um yeah, we're gonna make this time around easier for you and make it a no-brainer kind of situation. So I feel like this one, maybe there might be some conflict, but I feel like whatever the next one is, because I feel like there was 3, that you were gonna be applying for, and the first 2 weren't gonna turn out, but it's saving you from hassle, saving you from having to move again, because I feel like if you got into them, that you would end up leaving shortly thereafter, like, when the 6-month lease or whatever's up, you'd end up going somewhere else because there would be trouble, conflict with those areas. So, I feel like there's this wonderful, "I got you, boo. We're gonna get you into the place that's gonna be like a dream come true energy, and it's gonna go smoothly after," versus, "Oh, this looks great," and then the water, leaks, and it takes them forever to fix it, and you have to go through all that hassle with all of all these the hoopla of all these individuals, and it's like, "Oh god, no, please," right? So, I like that for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. So, I feel like you won't have to wait much longer, though. I don't feel like it's gonna be like months and months. I feel like it's just you find something within days of the other one not folding in there, right? Yeah, I like this. You got self-worth, and it says things happen when they're supposed to. In the angel's eyes, you are worthy of all the good that you can possibly imagine. You do not need to change to earn what you desire or what the universe wants to bring you. You are worthy of overcoming your challenges and improving your life in whatever way you wish. So I like that. That's like that. We got you, boo. Everything happens when it's supposed to. And if there's a delay, the delay is for you, not any kind of punishment or anything like that. It's for you. So I like that for you, Marissa. Hopefully that helps, my dear. So enjoy. Hang in there. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I appreciate that. Cheers, cheers to you. Take a sip here. All right. So up next here, we got Sean G at 1:20:04. So, Sean, here is your timestamp. Thank you for your donation via the Cash app. Let's find here up here. You have your show tomorrow. I'm still not prepared. You're a bit stressed. You see if I'm going to get the prints and totes in time for your show tomorrow. Will everything go smoothly? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So, are you going to get the prints and totes in time for tomorrow? All right. And then will everything go smoothly based on current energies? I've got this and this and this, not that one, and this one. All right. So, all right. So, sorry. I shouldn't have my evil, but it's good stuff. You have the King of Cups as your overall energy on the bottom of the deck, which is balance between head and heart. So it's a good balanced energy. I feel like when you're there tomorrow, you're gonna feel like, all right, everything's fine, kind of energy that comes in here. Are you going to have all the totes and everything that come in here? You've got the 10 of wands, which is this change of burden to harvest energy, right? And you got the Six of Pentacles energy, which is a good victory, balanced energy of the outside world. You got the King of Swords, which is changing the story in a way, which comes under the 10 of Wands. And you got the Seven of Cups, which is, some emotional confusion or mixed emotions around. And I feel like there's this, you know, you will get enough prints, you will get enough totes. I don't feel like it's gonna meet this high expectation that you have on yourself, and I feel like they're telling you here that you can balance it out. If you look at things and go, "I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to be able to do this. I'm gonna have enough, um, and, um, if I sell out and I don't have enough, I can, tell people I'll be able to deliver, or I can, I have this other event, or I can mail it to you, or, I feel like you're gonna find other ways around it, and you find workarounds, and everyone's not gonna be as concerned about it as you are, and there's this be gentle with yourself energy that comes in here. Because I feel like with the balancing, it's like you'll have enough, you're gonna make it work, and, um, and it's a great opportunity for you to meet people and, um, to live your dream, and it's all about not what you're doing, but how you're feeling while you're doing it. Because this 10 of Wands is a change of energy from something that feels like a burden to something that feels like a harvest. And that we're going from this, "Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god," stress energy, right, into, "You know what? I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to be able to do this event, to hang out with my community, to hang out with people, other artists and other things, and I can make some great connections, some great, you know, networking, some great friendships and acquaintances or whatever, and I'm gonna meet people." And it's all about exposure, right? And so it's like there is this the King of Swords is all about changing the story, because when we're in our mind with all the expectations, it feels so heavy and stressful. When we change the story and look at it from a different perspective, going, "I'm so blessed in my life." There's people that wish they could even just be able to have a booth and show up and do all this, and I'm so blessed that I could just get to be there, kind of energy. So I like that. So it feels like, yes, you'll get some prints and some toast, but not like I don't feel like you're gonna be like, "Whoa," to the expectation, this extreme expectation that's there, right? How is it gonna overall? What's the energy of tomorrow? Yeah, you have this, moon energy. You've got the high priestess energy, a lot of emotional flow, energy coming in, Mother Moon energy, and tomorrow is the moon is in Leo all day, into Sunday, when it goes into Virgo. But that's energy of being seen, of standing out, of the spotlight energy. And and even though the high priestess normally is someone who goes away up into the high priestess temple to see things more clearly and et cetera, this is um the high priestess being spotlighted coming down out of the mountain to people is what I'm seeing with this energy. So again, it's spotlighting, it's you're able to see, um, be seen kind of energy, and it's a positive energy. You also have the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like the Knight of Pentacles, there is this movement, you know, of the Pentacles energy. Queen of Swords is a balance between head and heart, like the King of Cups you have on the bottom. It just feels like it if you can balance your head and your heart, you'll realize, wow, I have again this I'm seeing my worth and relationship to the world in a different way with this combination. And even have the hermit energy afterwards. It's like you get to go and relax afterwards. You get to go hermit afterwards. But there is this energy of the Nine of Pentacles that's coming in with the hermit, which is feeling of abundance in the outside world. I feel like you will, by the end of it, feel like it's worth it. But a big part of your journey is balancing your head and your heart and realizing like us all, we worry about so much and we sweat so many small things that we miss out sometimes on the beautiful experience of being in the moment and enjoying the process and all that. But it feels very positive. We'll pull you a fortune cookie here too. See what we got going on here. Let me just put these back and we'll grab that here. Boom, 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 boom. Couple more. See what else they want you to know here through the Oracle of the Sun. Hey, Deb, welcome back. We did complete yours just real quick here. There's your timestamp if you want to check it out. All right. So, what else here for Sean? What else about the event tomorrow? All right, this one. And you have Jupiter in Aquarius. Yeah. Innovation. I like it. Jupiter, the expander, and doing it in weird ways. That's Aquarius, right? Let's see here. Jupiter is out here. Oh, maybe they had it before it here. Come on. There it goes. So Jupiter is gain. We like that. Aquarius is principles and humanity. So in the picture, we have seated on a strange plant stool, a female figure in unusual striped attire holds a whip-like instrument attached to a ball containing a 9-petaled flower. 9 of pentacles, right? At the 4 corners are ankhs. 3 are the same shape, the 4th is different. Which one do you think is the Aquarius? The different one. So, um, this Jupiter Aquarius energy, um, yeah, it's in developing and enhancing life. This energy gains a great deal through involvement with reform, social organization, and good causes. The interests of their fellow humans are important to people with this combination, and a code of ethics that is universal has great appeal. Unusual philosophies, religions, or occult science will prove an attraction throughout life, since Jupiter Aquarius energy is broad minded and open to new ideas. So doing things differently than we is up here, right? Most of their life goals are achieved with friends and in group activities as their concern for humanity at large tends to increase their popularity. This is the energy of tomorrow. The interest, I'm sorry, this energy um, has interest in new ways of seeing and community activities, enabling people with this combination to carry out large and constructive endeavors with success. These may be of a charitable or humanitarian nature, carried out in the name of religious, educational, or fraternal organizations. The kind of the challenging side of this energy can manifest as excessive changeability and eccentric behavior to the extent that friends and partners learn not to rely on Jupiter Aquarius energy. Their minds can be so inventive and scattered that they diffuse their potential wastefully. So, in a reading, this card can indicate a total new approach to a problem. It may involve the help of clever and talented friends, as Aquarius does rule the 11th house of friendship. Events that surround this energy work on an original idea, being involved with a new invention, an avant garde group formed to benefit or educate others, and using ingenuity to help the less fortunate. So I like this energy here. I feel like, and something about education, right? I mean, you teach. I don't know if you do have anything that talks about your classes or what you offer or anything like that. I feel like that is something that you can also have available and highlighted because I do feel like you might get some students or get some people that are interested to have their children learn or something too. So, just an idea, not to add to your to-do list, but it's something that you can even take with you and work on while you're there, sketch something out, right? But I like that for you. That's what they have for you, Sean. Hopefully that helps, my dear. Many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. Always thankful. All right. Yeah, no blind side for you today, Deb Deb. Oh, yeah, we had a Teshi Singh in the house. Hey, Teshi, good to see you. Let's grab your free reading, add you onto the list here. Make some more space here. There we go. I think that was it. Yes. All right. I'm going to take a quick sip here. All right. So for donations, we're at we got Debbie O up next, and then Maria P, and then Guide, and then back to Maria P. All right. So Debbie O, hello. My Tex Zen friend. Good to see you. Here is your time stamp, and let's give your donation a love and a like there since it lets me. Anyone, whatever I need to continue to work on, or Spirit wants you to know. All right, let's take a look here. Hello. You're still awake. Wow. I'm so proud. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit feel it's best for you to know right now about what to work on for your highest experience? More so to what is it that you can burn away that's not the true you, because it's you already are perfect, of course. It's just we're burning away those things that are not us that we kind of took on to ourselves, in the conditioning and brainwashing of our life, right? Let's see here. Anything else here? All right, we do have this one and this one here too. Oh, and this one. And those two. All right. Knew there were more. All right. What do we got here going on? Yeah, I like this here. We've got the temperance card, underlying energy, patience. You're like, oh, what else can I work on? Is there an option B? But this is more so an energy of trust, learning to trust that things are unfolding, the alchemy is going, there is magic is happening, things are changing even though we don't see it. It's changing a lot more than we realize because 'cause we're always with ourselves. We don't see our progress. That's why people that don't see us in a year, we bump into them and they're like, "Holy crap, you've changed." And you're like, "What?" "Whatever." But we have. We just have been on that spiral upward staircase that we go on, right? That we're back in the same spot and we feel like "Oh, I've gone in a circle," but we haven't. We've gone in a circle, but it's a spiral. It's not a circle this way, it's a circle this way, right? And you're seeing things differently. And they're saying here, trust that though sometimes it feels like things aren't changing, they're not happening fast enough, and I want more change, um, that things are happening perfectly and the magic is happening. So that's the underlying energy. Let's see what else they want you to know here. Yeah, Eight of Swords. This is a celebration here of the Eight of Swords that you have been letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve you, those that used to make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small. The Eight of Swords is an energy of flow. And it is recognition that again, of the work that you have done. So it's in a way, there's like this celebration. Take a moment, breathe, turn around, go look how far I've come. Think about a year ago where you were and where you're at now emotionally and mentally and energetically and physically, and you're just like, "Yeah, I've made progress." And that's the important fun part of it, right? You also have the Queen of Cups, yep. You've really, you know, moved into this, ruling over your emotions. Queen of Cups rolls over the emotions with the king, but gets a second portion of emotions, right? So she's the master of emotion. And though you're like, "Well, what? I'm still crying," and it's like, "Yeah, but you've got an ocean of emotion." And again, if you look at where you were with your emotional strength, from a year ago, you're like, "Wow, I have," right? Yeah, you have another workshop Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Perfect. So I like this. It's the continued effort that you're putting in and that you are doing this, right? So I feel like those are a celebration. Yeah, and even with the 6 of Wands here, which is a victory, and the 10 of Swords is about letting go of expectations. And so I feel like they're celebrating the expectations that you've been able to let go of, trying to please other people, the supposed to be, should be, need to be, having what other people are supposed to be and do. You've released a lot with that 8 of Swords. And so there's just a little more to work on there if you're asking, what what more can I work on? We got a boatload of expectations growing up that became a part of our thinking of supposed to, right? Well, people are supposed to do this. Oh, that's right. No, people don't have to do anything. Well, no, they're supposed to. Well, nope, no. Really, do they? So there's some more clarity, and letting go of some more expectations, which is normal. As long as we're human, I feel like we're always gonna be letting go of some or being aware of those that our mind's going, "Psst, hey, why aren't they doing this?" Because expectations are what suck the life out of relationships, out of jobs, life, whatever, right? Because we have all that supposed to be, we're we're below the surface trying to get up to 0 to have success and abundance. So we feel like we're in the negative. When we reduce our expectations to hardly nothing, then abundance starts earlier. And I feel like that's just what they're saying. Since you asked, one, celebrate, look how far you come, 6 of Wands. But that's something that you can still continue to look at. Under that, you have the 8 of Cups and the King of Swords. So I like it. Again, the 8 of Cups, that flow energy shows that you have been walking away from relationships that don't serve you and also emotions that don't serve you. And the King of Swords, along with that 10 of Swords, because these are underneath one another, they're related. It's the changing of the story, right? The story of things. And I feel like that is where you're having growth come in is you're realizing I'm the one that gets to choose what things mean. I have a lot of stories that were told to me, and I kind of revert to those sometimes, but those are the ones that you're changing. You're changing the story. When someone did this, no, that's how I perceived it back then, but it wasn't about me. That was them expressing their fears. That was not aimed at me. And you're changing your stories along with this releasing of energy. So I feel like it's releasing of expectations, which is of the mind, and changing the story that the mind put on things in the past that you really um, have been working on. Again, all this celebration, this acknowledgement of it, but that's where you can continue to do that. I know. I want something new. Want something different, right? But you have the 5 of cups. Yep, so there is this power of emotional choice energy that comes in here. You have been transforming it with the 5, but that is something that you're learning to do, and I feel like you're learning to put it into practice, in your life, right? Where usually it's like a year later we realize, "Oh, yeah, I fell back into that old way of looking at things," right? Um, I didn't want to react that way. And then a month after we experience it, we're noticing it. Then we notice it when we're in the middle of it, still kind of maybe choosing the old way of things, right? But then we start choosing differently when we're in the midst of it as we stepping into our power of I'm stopping my emotion, from, going, whoa, I'm allowing myself a breath and a pause to allow my emotion to flow and be gone, and I'm choosing to respond differently, and I feel like that's what's happening here is you're learning as things are coming up and going in a different, direction is what's coming up next where you're like, you feel it rising and it drifts away instead of igniting to the point of alarms and reaction and, "Oh my god," it's, oh, you're noticing it, but not reacting. You're responding to it. And that's where your growth is happening, and that's very empowering, right? Yeah, right? And then you allow your little inner child or whatever, let's feel the emotion, but we're not going to react. We're not gonna talk about it. It's just you and I are gonna talk about it and feel it together, but we're not going to punish anyone for it. Primarily not us. We're not gonna punish ourselves for it. Underneath that, yeah, I love this. 'Cause 5 of cups, you got 4 plus 1 is 5. But you got the ace of cups, your self-love is growing big, you're realizing, "I don't want to go back and do what I've always done, get what I've always gotten." Got all this ace of cups energy coming in here, so all this emotional energy, you're continuing to raise your love vibration, and, um you're stepping into your emotional power through all this. You also have the 2 of swords, the queen of pentacles, yep, mother nature, mother nurture, and I like this, I feel like this energy here, because the 2 of swords is the battle between your head and your heart, and the queen of pentacles is this nurturing energy, this again, it's a victory energy, a harvest energy, but I like this, they're kind of reinforcing, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. If you feel something or you cry, like you said, or whatever, don't be like, "Oh god, I can't believe I did this. Oh, I can't believe I'm feeling this." It's okay. I'm growing and I'm releasing and it's okay. I like that energy. And then you have wow, right. Yeah. All of this battle between mind and heart, right? All of this, work that you're doing is it's for you to raise your love vibration so you could feel this beautiful love from above, but in the end, it helps you with a new passion and a relationship that's full of higher vibration emotion, not, dun 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 dun. So, it's like this is for me in many ways, but it's also for the other person that I end up being with because instead of battling, I'm doing the battling with myself now so that someone else doesn't have to do the battle with me later. I like that. Because I'm the only one that can handle me. So, boom, I'm going to take care of the battle that's going on within me, so no one else uh, uh, has to. So generous of you. That's who you are. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here for the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. All right, here we go. You've got Jupiter in Libra. Oops, let me cover that up. Can't have that on YouTube here. I like this negotiation between the sun and the moon. Let's see what we have here. So Jupiter, of course, the expander in Libra. So Jupiter, of course, is about gain, and Libra is the sense of justice and beauty. So in a field before a small town stands a dark maiden from a distant land, her hands raised to provide a link between the sun and moon, earth, emotions, creativity, and possessions. I love that. So, this energy expands your life through frequent interaction with others, gaining much from cooperative work and close personal relationships. Your strong concern for justice and moral principles gives these personality type energies useful diplomatic skills. I like it because of what you're in, the justice system, right? Um, this Jupiter Libra energy brings you a talent for gentle persuasions that would be fulfilling and effective in social and charitable work of some kind. Desire to please others can, however, sometimes lead you to try to be all things to all people. Often, people with this aspect promise more than they can deliver in order to please and end up achieving the opposite result, right? So that's what you were working on, this Eight of Swords, letting go of expectations, right? I don't have to please everyone. That was that 10 of Swords energy. So this card usually indicates a strong and lasting marriage or relationship in your future. Um, Also, usually you're lucky enough to find yourselves in the satisfying position of acquiring much material and spiritual well-being. The challenging side of this energy is that you need to take care not to get involved with grandiose schemes and speculative partnerships. They might wreck the good things that you already have. The optimistic outlook that Jupiter encourages may push the Libran side into unhelpful indecision, seeing equal value in every possibility. So, in a reading, the negotiation card indicates that the time has come to make a decision and that there is a need to consider the pros and cons of a situation to make sure the answer is acceptable to both parties. And I feel like that is the battle between the head and the heart. It's coming to, um, you know, um, this beautiful balance in between the sides of yourself. The events around this energy, learning a language for a specific project, maybe learning the language of love for yourself and others, right? Taking the chair in a meeting, being a spokesperson for someone unjustly accused, negotiating a business deal, or marriage guidance. So I love this. Libra energy that rolls over the house of partnerships and Jupiter energy. So this is all about, the expansive energy of your relationship energy and the expansiveness and success of it. So I like that for you. So that's what they got for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation, and I look forward to, like, in May, we'll circle back around for your thing. And what I'll do, I keep on thinking about it, so I'm just going to write it down on my little list here. And just say Debbie O. Reading statuses, so we can see how much you have left, and we can figure out what you want for May, which is really not that far away. Can you believe, like, we're almost in April already? Zhoosh. All right, so that's what they have for you, my dear. Cheers to you, and sleep well. Thanks for staying awake. Oh, yeah. Unless you meet somewhere sooner. So anytime. anytime. It never expires, and you can ask for it whenever you like. So, all right. Many blessings, my Zen friend. All right. Let's see here. I think we had here. Yes, Ravit. Hey, Ravit. Good to see you. I do see your free question. We'll get you onto the free list here. Oh, you were off today. Oh, okay. So you're exhausted from running errands or something, right? All right. Sounds like a plan. Hang in there, Debbie O. All right. Maria P., you are up for your first donation via Z PayPal. So thank you for that. Here's your first timestamp here. Let's see. I think this would be your first one. Yep, right here. Here we are. Did nothing and loved it. I like it. No guilt, no shame. No shame. All right. So, Maria, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. Take a look here. Are you guys continuing in your relationship based on current energies? Okay. And then he went with Sun and Dragon to look at the college. Anything you need to know? Did he think of you? What's coming toward us? Okay. And then has Dr. B and Dr. L talked about you. And they don't want any of those. Try this again here. All right, there we go. And their thoughts. All right, if they did. All right, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. 9 of Pentacles. This is a beautiful, energy of abundance and fullness of life, but it's also this energy of, you know, I'm ready to get out on my own. That's the next step, right? Is for them to get out of that. So they're very much in this place of knowing that this is a priority, and um, this they're really focused on financial independence, is a big part of their energy towards you, because they're like, that is a big pivotal thing that they feel will help everything. Are you guys continuing your relationship? Dun, da, da, da. Got the lover's card. I think that is a yes. So, yes. He said he went with Sun and Dragon to look at the college. Anything you need to know? Yeah, I got the 8 of Wands here. I feel like there were arguments with the Tower card, flames, a lot of fire, not passion, the Tower. I feel like there was, I feel like it feels like Wally was concerned. Like, I don't know if this college is, I don't know if this is the best one, I just feel like there was a disagreement between it. And I feel like maybe it has to do with the money. Of course, Wally. The money, for it, and, that kind of thing. But I feel like there was some heated interactions there, in not a heated, passionate way, but a dragon fire kind of way. Did he think about you? Yep, 3 of Pentacles, which is this being true to their authentic self, and this does feel like that, with all this energy, what was going on, that, that was part of this 9 of Pentacles too, is because that's kind of, I feel like, part of the whole process of them, their son going off to college, that they'll be out of the house, and it'll be a time to, bring the separation, physical separation in, and things like that. And I feel like you were part of the formula that, in their mind, of why they were like, this is a lot of expense for what it is, um, isn't there a better choice for everyone overall? So I feel like that was part of it there. They were thinking of you around all that. What's coming towards you guys? Oh, yep, you got the You got emotions, a lot of emotion with the Queen of Cups and a lot of passions with the Queen of Wands. So, I like that. Um, a lot of that energy there. Yeah, I just feel like that's what's coming towards you guys is, more heightened because the Queen is like, you know, what it pages are 11, knights are 12. They're like number 13. You only can go up to a 14. So, I feel like the passions and the emotions are going higher between the 2 of you. Have Dr. B and Dr. L talked about you? Yeah, 4 of Swords is a conversation, a balanced conversation. So it wasn't a heated conversation or anything like that. I feel it was very peaceful. Their thoughts on here, yep, they hear fun. This is about growth and change and opportunity with the Hierophant, teacher, student energy. Um, and I feel like their conversation was about your growth, how you've come and what you've learned and change, the card of change, what changes um, will be made, and opportunities for growth for the future too. So I feel like they weren't just talking specifically about you. So it wasn't nothing you did sparked it. It's part of this process of determining the changes in the office and the promotions and the new opportunities and all of that, because they're talking about with what changes will be made, who's going to like, well, who would be over this and what about we do this? And they're kind of doing their discussion of progression of the office and everyone else too. Not everyone else, but the big players, the people that they feel will take different positions and take on different responsibilities and all that. Right. And then see here, your Oracle of the Radiant Sun. So for your first one, we'll pull from this one here. And you've got the Venus in Gemini, flattery. So you got the two sides of love with Venus. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, so Venus is love, Gemini is mental awareness. So the god Janus, whose two faces look towards past and future. And here it symbolizes the Gemini quality of talking to one person while listening to another's conversation. The spreading plant on the card suggests the multiplicity of the Venus and Gemini nature. Because this Venus and Gemini energy needs variety in their romantic life. If they have to settle down and they're not the best people to do this, it must be with someone as changeable as them. Friends with everyone, they can maintain devotion to one person as long as the conversation and wit flows readily. Like you need challenge, you need movement, right? Good, stimulating conversations with loved ones and friends is a paramount importance to you. Um, this type of energy, you need also a great deal of freedom and tend to spread your affections. With a versatile ability to be all things to all people, there's a tendency for people with this energy combination to say things for the sake of winning attention. Indeed, words are of more importance than deeds to the Venus Gemini energy. And the smooth tongue and the cleverly phrased compliment may become a well used and manipulative talent. So, this is all about learning how to communicate differently, right? Never averse to telling little white lies in order to smooth the pathway to better things. They flatter and cajole to make life more pleasing. Ooh. A love for literature, art, and creative work means that this energy, people with this energy, seek out friends with connections in these fields. In fact, such characters probably have talent in these directions themselves. So when this card shows up in a reading, it usually indicates to the questioner that a little amenable smooth talk will achieve far more in the current situation than a competitive wrangle. I like this. Arg- Instead of arguments, smooth talking with, not lying, but flattery, focusing on what you love about someone in a way, right? 'Cause and I don't know if I sent you an email with that, the Japanese, um, philosophy or approach to, relationships called so check your email if you haven't seen that, because it's a powerful thing about communication, and it can help in the future here, right? Yeah, and so this energy, the events that surround this can be imagined romance, can be 2 lovers at a time, a secret love affair, a deceptive courtship, constant need for company. So it's being aware of that energy, and this isn't in Wally, this is being aware of how is that within me, and in a way, how am I deceptive to myself? Because it doesn't need to be a relationship external. This can be like, I probably told you before how I learned, um, I had people cheating on me in my life. It was because I was cheating on myself, looking for my worth outside of me, and I feel like that's more where it's guided, not to the, "Oh god," because that's the fear that comes up, right? I fear that someone's gonna cheat on me, because that mirror is I'm cheating on myself. I'm looking for my worth out here, not in here, right? Interesting. Alright, so that's what they have for that one for you. So many blessings to you, Maria. We'll circle back around. We're going to go to guide next and then circle back around to you for your number two. All right. So thinking it was commit. Nope. All right. So let me take a quick sip here and guide. We'll go to you next here. Oh, it's getting hot, hot, getting low on the cup there. Turn down that heat. All right. So guide, you're at let's see, well, let's do you at 2:02 even is your timestamp guide. Here's your boom, boom, boom. I don't think you asked a question in here. I think you put it over here too, which was general guidance, right? I think. Let me just make sure here. Yep, a general. I see ya. All right. So let's see what we got here for you. Thank you again for your donation via PayPal. All right. Got that. Got that. And that. And that. These. And those there. Leading to that. All right. Scooch these over. There we go. Bottom of the deck, you do have this page of swords coming in here. A lot of clarity. Underneath that, you have the page of pentacles too. So there is this expansion energy, taking things to a new level, new opportunities opening up in the outside world for you here. And the page of swords is this it's both clarity and communication that's coming in regarding this as well. Let's see what that's underlying energy. Let's see what your other cards are here. And got the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like this does have to do with it's transformation energy, but it's also about work, putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears to get the reward. And I feel like this does have to I know you asked about job before they're bringing back, so that could be to deal with that, is what they're bringing in here, and you do have the Full card, which is a brand new adventure, and the Wheel of Fortune. So 2 major arcana, the 10 card endings and beginnings faded for you, and the Full card again. And we had that before, and I feel like they're just starting off going, "Yeah, we meant what we said." Before you do have this new opportunity that's coming up, and, um, and all that was been going on and everything that has been unfolding has been for you, and I feel like, we start to realize more and more as we go in life that the earlier things in life, we start to go, "Oh, now I know why that was for me. Oh, now I know why that was for me." Some of the recent things, it's harder because 'cause we're still in the aftermath of it. We're kind of still it's like after being tumbled in, like, the surf at the beach, you're still getting your, your feet under you. But I feel like even then you'll be realizing, why the things happened the way they did for me to have me leave situations that were holding me back so that I could move into something that's more in alignment that matches, my energy. So I feel like that was that. Let's see anything else here. Yeah, King of Swords again, the stories are changing. The King of Swords gives you that Ace of Swords there, like the Page of Swords. Brings in a lot of clarity, but the King of Swords for me is like the master storyteller because life just happens till it gets in here. It's meaningless out there till it gets in here, and everyone applies a different meaning to whatever story is unfolding, right? And so I feel like this is a big thing that you're realizing through all of this is I'm the one that gets to decide what things mean, not other people. And I feel like that's a big piece of understanding the for you energy. Right next to it, you do have the Queen of Cups. Wow. So you have the two extremes. The King of Swords rolls over the sword suit with the Queen, but gets a second portion of swords, meaning they're the master of mental energy. Queen of Cups, she rolls over the motion suit with the King, but all queens get a second portion of cups. So you got the master of emotion, the master of the mind. So definitely this is all about, everything you've gone through is, I mean, you've overcome 100% of everything you've ever been through. You'd be dead right now. So you're so strong mentally and emotionally more than you believe and that you've been told to believe about yourself. And as you step into it and you look back going, I've overcome a lot of crap. I've overcome these obstacles. I've overcome this stuff. I've climbed the mountains. And yeah, sometimes I'm exhausted, but look at how far I've come and how strong I am because you've overcome a lot. And I like that. I like this awareness. And then when we move to the end of the reading, which is you have 3 cards and 2 cards and 1 card, which is a countdown to something positive, not an explosion. So the first 3 cards, you have the King of Wands. Yep, you're really stepping into your power of choice here. You're stepping out of your head and into your heart, deciding what is it that I want, not what I think I'm supposed to want, but what is it my heart is drawing me to, my passion, my excitement of life is drawing me to. I'm clearing the throne room of all the noise, and that's part of the quietness that you've had recently so that you could be still and get quiet, so you could see the difference between the what your mind is saying you should do out of fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, all those lovely fears we have as humans, and the and the difference of the heart going, I want to live. And if I live, this is the plan. This is the action I can take to get there. Yeah, you have the power of emotional choice coming in here, along with the Nine of Pentacles, which is about being independent. And this does tell us the Nine of Pentacles is like the Hermit card. So this time that you've been having away is learning, I get to choose my emotions, I get to choose my story. The King of Wands, I get to choose where I invest my energy, which then moves out into the physical world. But it all starts here and here energetically, then it moves to the outside world. So I feel like you've been doing this, and this is what you've been going through, determining what it is I want to do. And it doesn't, it's like there's no wrong choice, right? We can get caught up in, well, I'm supposed to do this, I should do this. That's all the mind, human, putting restrictions. When you realize there's no right or wrong choice, there's just different choices with different outcomes and different experiences. And when I get out of that judgment of right and wrong of all these things and go, where's my heart? Our heart, when we step into our heart's not going to take us into take over the world and, genocide or anything. That's fear and hatred. That's what takes us into that stuff. Love takes us into wonderful expressions of love energy in your world. And I feel like this is what they're saying here is, when you realize there's no wrong choice, um, and there's no right choice. There's just what choice do you want to make? And you get to choose whatever happens, the story and the emotions behind it. Everyone else gets to choose how they feel about it and think about it and their opinion. We all have opinions about everything, right? And so that doesn't need to stop me from following my heart, right? So I like that. Which that's the beginning, leading you to the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Yeah, I feel like that you've been realizing, that you don't want what you've had before with a stagnant emotional energy. You've made achievements, you're bored, you don't want to go back and do all that stuff. You're ready for something new, something that's free of the Five of Pentacles, which is the fear of not having enough, not being enough, the fear of being abandoned, being left out in the cold. And when you have this independence of this Nine of Pentacles that you're learning is that I have everything I need inside of me. I don't need someone or something to have me feel full. I can find that inside of me. And then everything else in the outside world becomes above and beyond extra. But if I look to the world to fulfill me, it falls short and I feel the lack. When I go inward and upward, find that pricelessness of who I am through unconditional love and joy and eternal love, right? That's my foundation. Then the world becomes above and beyond extra instead. Leading you to, yep, the Ten of Swords, letting go of all these expectations, all of those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, right? Um, they're not dead. They're exhausted from trying to live up to what they think they're supposed to live up to and trying to get everyone else to live up to the expectations we think they're supposed to. Ten of Swords is like, I'm sick and tired of this people pleasing crap. I'm letting it all go. And then you have that freedom, like the Full card, full of world full of possibilities instead of a world full of restrictions. The card underneath all this, yeah, it's your big transformation. You're the caterpillar, been in the cocoon, coming out as the butterfly, right? This beautiful pausing of life has given you a chance to let go of a lot of what isn't you. The caterpillar turns into that soup, letting go. The butterfly has always been inside the caterpillar all along. The caterpillar just needed to go into a space to release that, which is not them, in order to struggle stepping out of the cocoon, which is creates the powerful wing muscles that allows them to be able to fly and migrate and go places they never could have dreamed of before as the caterpillar, right? So you're ready for this transformation. You've been in it. You're letting go of things that don't serve you anymore, right? So I like that. And let's see what your Oracle of the Radiant Sun. What else do they have here for you? All right. There it is. I knew there was one that was calling your name here. You've got Venus and Taurus. Wow, the ruler of Taurus is Venus. So, in her lovely sign here, one of her lovely signs. Let's see here. So, Venus in Taurus. So, Venus is love and Taurus is material values. So, it shows a romantic image. Wait, that is Venus. This is Venus and Taurus, isn't it? Isn't that what the little oh, no, I'm so sorry. Pfft, totally missed the horns. Whoops. Gotta have the horns there. That's Mercury. Sorry, Mercury and Taurus. So a change of a change of energy. That's what you're going through, right? So Mercury is change. Taurus is material values. So a change in material values. That makes sense. All right. So this shows a statue of a bull made of stone, and it remains rigid in a pose that is immovable and defensive. Behind a shrub blows in the breeze, and a parrot chatters meaninglessly. In the sky, the symbol of Taurus appears, almost like another bird flapping its wings. So, for this energy right now, thinking and decision making are closely allied to the practical, material, and common sense. They often have an extreme preoccupation with business and monetary affairs. Such energy tends not to rush into action on new or speculative ideas, and in fact, are usually suspicious of concepts that threaten to change a present comfortable situation, right? So, this energy displays acute powers of concentration and has a good mind for running a business or making things expand and grow. Mercury in the sign of the bull can, however, indicate an extremely obstinate attitude. This energy bases his or her set of values on things that produce concrete results. So, for Mercury Taurus energy, fly by night ideas have little appeal, and neither does wasteful chatter. This unflinching concentration on what is to them important gives such people an ability to ignore distractions and see only the tangible and profitable essence of a situation. This does not make such personalities mean. Comfort and life's pleasures are always of importance to them. Simply that the money making aspect of a venture has to be based on sound reasoning. I like it. Often, this card, when it appears in a reading, denotes a need to focus on financial thinking and can be an indication that the questioner must look at accounting, economics, or business advice. Alternatively, it may denote work in travel, transport, or the media. Ooh, if you think of working in travel. And of course, events that surround this energy, contracts or drafting contracts, haggling over document wording, insurance policies, discussions about beauty or art, and the need to take financial advice. So I like that. That's some good energy coming in there because that's a lot of what we're talking about, right? Because the second house is not only just money, it's about worth too, a change of your worth and how you're seeing your worth too. So I like it. So hopefully that helps for right now, guide. That's what they have for you. Thank you again for your donation. So grateful. All right, where are we at? We're at 217. I have one more donation here. Um, and at around 2 hours and 30 minutes anyway, we would head off into some free reading. So we'll be going to that here in a momentito. Hey, Sean, you're welcome if you're still here. You're welcome if you're not, but you won't hear it. All right. So Maria, 21730. Is for your second one here, and we will circle back around for your free reading eventually here as well. Okay, I did do that right. All right, there we go. And let's dive in here. This is your. Let me just make sure I didn't skip anything, did I? Nope. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna take a quick sip. Cheers, cheers to you, Maria. We'll dive in here. All right. So after your date yesterday, anything he would like for you to know? I mean, almost started speaking in tongues or something. I don't know. Did you push him away? Right, thank you. Does he feel like he needs to do more this with you? Okay. A message from Walter. Um, what's coming for you at work next week? And then does he know that you love him and that you're sorry too? All right. So after your date yesterday, anything he would like you to know? Yeah, the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles energy here is it's kind of a harmony energy. The Pentacles is about balancing and you know, I'm getting like a message here too about, you know, a lot of what they're focused on based on your current other reading as well as, the finance piece of things, the balance of the outside world, and that he would like you to know that um, things will balance out and that, there is plans, but he's trying to balance a lot of financial things. and that he can't just, you know, make decisions and do these big life changes because he's got a lot on both sides of the scale that he's trying to balance. And I feel like that's the big thing that he's wanting to know, that, I don't feel like he feels like you are aware, that how much he carries on himself, how much weight he carries on his shoulders. It's like the scales are on his shoulders and that he's trying to take things off, but it's he has to be careful because if he does something too quick, he'll lose a lot of stuff. Everything will fall apart. And he's trying to keep everything together so he can slowly, and that's why it's been taking so long, is because he has to do it. He feels he has to do it in a balanced way. Right. And I feel like that's just kind of what he came away with, feeling overall, over one of the big things he was feeling. Um, did you push him away? You got the 5 of Wands. Fire, drama, the flames. I'm seeing Frankenstein monster being scared by fire. If you watch those, I think it was the funny one, the funny Frankenstein one, The Bride of Frankenstein or whatever. But, with Gene Wilder is what I'm seeing in my head. But it's not that you pushed him away, but the fire, the fighting, the conflict, is what makes us both, um, retreat. Like, if you read the email I sent about this, the Japanese thing, because it talks in there about how when we're in fight or flight mode, which is where it happens with the 5 of Wands, we get scared, we have fire, we have conflict. Conflict happens when we feel unsafe, out of control, or uncomfortable inside, and then our fear gets ignited, and we are speaking from fear, which I think it said something like, that creates scars, not resolution. And so I feel like, and we've been talking, in some of your readings about that it's important that you develop different communication with them, that consider telling them that, go, let's try this. Where whenever we're starting to feel our bodies are starting to get upset, one of us needs to go, let's take a few moments of pause or or whatever you want to say it, so that you guys both know that you sit there, don't get on your phones, don't look at each other, don't anything, you just breathe and calm down so that your nervous systems can learn to be open. And I love what it said about, through that process, your partner starts to learn that even in conflict, they can be safe with you, because that's what happens when we at each other. Our nervous systems in conflict go, I can't trust you. You're going to try to hurt me. Because that's what we do when we're in fight or flight mode. We become defensive and we stab each other with words, usually. Sometimes worse. We don't want it to get to that. But I feel like that's important for you to know there. Does he feel like he needs to do more of this with you? Yeah, temperance, balance. Yeah, there needs to be growth here with the temperance. We need to learn to control our temperaments, that, there's growth and it's worth the effort, it's worth it. The magic and gold happens on the end. So I do feel like they feel that they want to do more with you. They want to, learn to communicate with you. They want to, the temperament is what's important with each other. Because if one person sparks off and the other person doesn't, the other person will calm down. If this person sparks and this one doesn't, you eventually come down. But when you both spark, that's when escalation happens and fighting happens, right? So hopefully that makes sense. A message from Walter. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, you know, they want this birthing with you. They want this growth. They want this, they think of you as someone that is very nurturing. There's sensuality there. You're just, this wonderful, it's like you're a queen. And They just want you to know that how important you are to them, and you're not someone that they just want to, you know, to leave, um, and that's an important to make a like a decision that when we're getting upset, hopefully you guys will consider doing that, pausing, but that it's like, when we're getting upset, I'm not running away. I'm not, in fight or flight mode. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to flee. I'm going to freeze instead. And I'm going to pause and let's not do anything. Let's calm down until then we can talk as two adults instead of two children, right? Um I feel like that's their what they wanted to say. What's coming for you at work next week? Yeah, we got the work card, the devil card, releasing of chains, some changing of mindsets. And I do feel like there is a change at work next week. Because this is letting go of old ways of thinking, seeing things from new perspectives. And it does bring in an energy of change in here. So I do feel like there is going to be a significant change with this devil card next week. I feel like it's been coming here, but I feel like that's what's wanting to happen. And if you haven't looked at that Six of Pentacles yet, definitely do that because that's what's keeping you from being able to receive this from this abundance, this change that's coming in. It's like your inner child is resistant, and so it's talking with your inner child with that Six of Pentacles that we talked about to have this resolution, the balancing of the scales inside. Does he know that you love him? Six of Swords. Sometimes. That's funny. Because the Six of Swords is trying to look at things from a different perspective, leaving old ways of thinking behind, looking at things from that higher perspective, going from choppy waters to calmer waters. When you're in calm waters, he believes you love him. When you're in choppy waters, when all the fighting's going on, he wonders if you do. Does he that you're sorry? Does he know that you're sorry? Yeah, Knight of Cups. Movement of emotion. So he knows that you're sorry, that it's funny because I feel like he goes, yeah, I know you're sorry that we had a fight and that we had to feel and these emotions had to come up. But I don't feel like he's sorry that you're sorry for the things that you said. It was how you said it. I feel like still feel like, well, I disagree with your decisions. So you're not sorry that you said what you said. You're just sorry that you said it the way you said it and that we escalated in a fight. So there you go. And then your fortune cookie here. Let's see what we got here. You've got anxiety, which says your affirmation is I inhale peace and exhale worry. Might even do like Lamaze, right? Says the angels come to comfort you and to remind you that you're not alone and that assistance is accessible to you if you need it. Take it as a message that you need to make some time for yourself to unwind and concentrate on self care. Let go of what you cannot change. Ooh, interesting. All right. So that's what they have for you, Maria, for number 2. So thank you for all your donations. And like I said, we'll circle back around for your free reading here shortly. All right. So I don't think anyone else has come in here. So we will start into free readings here. We're actually at like 2:29. We're going to head into them anyway. So here we are. So cheers, everybody. Thank you for all the thumbs up. It tells me you enjoy all your readings and your free readings as well. And it helps spread the Zen love. It's something everyone can do to show the channel or show me some love. And I'm very grateful for that. So thank you guys for doing that. All right. So our free reading list we've got up first will be Swaroop and then Blueberry, Debbie O, Priscilla, and then Summer, Moonlight. And then we have Menahio, Livier, Maria P, Kat Mia, Ateshi Singh, and then Ravit. So we got about 11, right? I think if I counted right. All right. So here we go. Swaroop Bobby, you're up 229.58 is for your timestamp there. And you want a coming week reading, please. What's coming towards you? All right, let's take a look here. What is coming towards you here? All right. Looks like we get these two. So you do have the World card, which is the ending of a significant cycle, a victory, bringing up some new opportunities, some new adventures. Let's see what this is about. Yep, you have the Hierophant here, which the Hierophant is the ruler of change. They also, with the 5 and the 2 of Cups, this talks about here, this feels like this is a change in relationship energy, because the 5 is like the stepping stone kind of energy, like you learned something through a relationship with someone. Doesn't have to be romantic, it could be friends, family, workmate, or whatever. But if it's romantic, of course, that we learn a lot through those, especially too. But I feel like this change is like, I feel like there's something that's ending, something that you're moving past, and you're realizing, I did learn things from here, but I'm breaking the cycle. I feel like you're choosing you rather than sacrificing yourself and dimming your light to be with someone. And I feel like this energy is that you're really realizing, what is it that I want? And instead of all these restrictions of supposed to be and should be and need to be, the World card is like, I'm letting go of a lot of this stuff so that I can have a world of possibilities instead of it has to be this and this person and this timing and this way and blah, 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 which this is on back order for 1,000 years. As we let expectations go and look at possibilities, we have other opportunities that are, almost available to be shipping immediately instead of 1,000 years. So I feel like this is what's coming in here for you. This coming week is this decision to release whatever stepping stone relationship this was, so that you can move towards something that's more in alignment with your energy. So that is what I have here for you, Swaroop. So many blessings to you. All right. Blueberry, you are up to 32.30. Thought about you today. My podcast next week. Um, the little thumbnail or whatever has a giant cornucopia with blueberries. And I thought, oh, Blueberry will like this. So look forward to that coming out next Thursday. All right. You want to ask how people view you. All right, we'll take a look here. We'll look at the general consensus of how people perceive you, because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So if someone asks like a group of 100 people, what do you think of me? You're going to have 100 different versions, because we're seeing the world through the conditioning and the filters and the dirty glasses of our life and our perceptions. So none of us see anyone clearly. We don't even see ourselves clearly from our human perspective. So when we ask, how do people view me? You're like, basically with a big tint of how they view themselves. So when we're looking at that, it's like, okay, I feel like what you'll learn a lot more about yourself is when you go, how do I view other people? Because everyone's a mirror for me, looking in this mirror and seeing myself. And that's where our growth can happen, because we can't change what people think. In fact, we have no idea what people think. And unless they are changing themselves, their view of us is not going to change. Even if we change drastically, if they're not changing, they're going to see the same reflection. They're going to see themselves, right? So, something to be aware of when we're looking at wondering what people think of us. It's more so what we think of other people is how we think about ourselves. So, something to think about. Think, right? Let's take a look here. What else do they want you to know here? Okay, these here. Yeah, we got the Six of Swords, which is an ever-changing view. It's a flow of thinking, a flow and change of view. For the most part, with the Four of Wands, this is joy and celebration and balanced energy. I feel like a majority of people see you as a happy mirror, that you tend to exude joy and happiness and more balanced. Um, might even be like quiet, kind of, because balanced energy can be so balanced that it can be like silent, right? And that you might have that kind of energy. I feel like most of the perception is that until people get to know you, like with the Six of Swords. As people get to know you, then they realize, oh, you're more complex than I thought you were. Not in a rude way, um, but I feel like they think that because you're so happy, or they sense this joy, that you must be oblivious, because how can you be joyful and be informed, right? People used to think that about me, because I'm a pretty happy, upbeat person most of my life, and was high on life a lot, and God and creator and spirit, because I felt the love of spirit, for a very long time. And people thought I was on drugs, because I wanted the drug. What drug are you on? Because I want to have what you have. And I'm like, no, it's the love of God, love of creator, unconditional love. And they'd be like, hmm. Um, and then other people thought, in fact, I remember my boss, may he rest in peace. He's been gone for a long time, but he used to say, he was like, I used to think you were simple. When I first met you, I thought you just didn't know. But the more I get to know you, and this is what I feel, the more they get to know you, they realize you're more complex. There's more to you than meets the eye. And so I feel like that's what they have for you there. But to keep in mind, everyone else, they're seen, and it varies, right? If someone's in a good mood, they see you as so much different than when they're in a bad mood. And that's why it's like retail price, right? Our value to others is constantly changing. Some days we end up on a clearance rack. Some days they take us off and peel off the sales sticker, and we have a regular price. Other times they raise our price. Other times they end up back on the clearance rack again. It's it's unstable, right? People's view of us is unstable because we humans are unstable. So hopefully that helps, Blueberry. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. Let me add some little squigglies onto these things here real quick. It'll make it go faster instead of me doing it each time. Whoops. If I do it right, it will. All right. There we are. All right. So Debbie O, 23806. Thank you for your donation earlier. Here is your timestamp down here. And just an energy check, whatever comes up. Let's see what Spirit has here for you. Got this one and this one. What else would they like you to know? All right. Yeah, I do feel here you have the Eight of Wands energy, which is a lot of flow of energy, but this feels like spiritual energy. And the Ace of Pentacles is this new opportunity that's kind of opening up in your life, of hearing from spirit more clearly. And what this is, the Ace of Pentacles is like you're seeing your worth in relationship to life in a different way. And in that, like, you're turning down your fear noise, you're turning up your eternal unconditional love noise, not noise, but energy, gratitude, joy. The more that you raise your love vibration to be that, higher vibrational energy, that's the frequency at which spirit speaks. And you'll be noticing a lot more synchronicities. I feel like you have been already, but I feel like it's going to a whole new level. There's this big flood of energy coming in your life, where you're like, whoa, release energy. The more you do the emotional release, it's like the pipeline of your emotional energy expands, which expands your spiritual gifts. And you start to get messages from pops and other people on the other side. You start to see synchronicities in the outside world, the messages from spirit, and you start to be like, wow, right? So I like this for you that this has been coming in again, kind of like your other reading that they're saying because of the work you've been doing, your energy's expanding. And the more that you doing this, and I feel like you're doing a big release, maybe this workshop that you're in this weekend. But I feel like you're doing this big release of emotional energy that just floods you with more and more higher vibrational energy that allows you to get those messages clearly, and um, and because of that, you are hearing the messages that they're constantly giving you because they're always talking to us. It's just a matter of if we put our antenna up and go, "What? What do you have to say?" you know. So that's what they got there for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right, Priscilla, you are up to 4038. Here is your timestamp. Oops. The little period that I put in there accidentally. There we go. So you want to know, please, is uh, Francesco, is he interested in me? All right, let's take a look here. Shuffle. Give it a little extra expansion here. So, are they currently interested in you? Well, we got the Queen of Cups and we have the High Priestess. This is a lot of spiritual energy. Queen of Cups, she's very empathic, and High Priestess, of course, is too. Um, I do feel like there's a lot of I mean, obviously, this is a lot of emotion, or obvious to me, because this Queen of Cups, huge emotional energy, because she's the ruler and master over emotion. She rules the cup suit with the king, but all queens get a second portion, which makes her even above the king of cups, a master of emotion, which means there's a ton of emotional energy below the surface. The high priestess tells us there's a lot of hidden emotion below the surface that's there too. But I feel like they have a lot of emotion for you. This high priestess energy is also, there's some hidden things to be revealed yet. So I feel like they haven't told you a lot about the emotions that are there. But I also feel like they've got emotions for other people too, which the heart is attracted to who they're attracted to. The heart feels, you can't stop your heart from feeling. You can stop yourself from acting on what you're feeling, but there's a lot of emotions in here. And I feel like that's kind of, this high priestess has them kind of stepped away a bit, trying to understand their emotions and what they want to do with all these emotions they have. But they do have emotions towards you and interest, as well as maybe a couple other people, because they have different emotional attraction to different people. But I feel like they're kind of still in that trying to figure out their emotion um, place in their life right now. So hopefully that helps, Priscilla. You're like, no, it doesn't. I need to know if they're interested in me and only me. Well, you know that they're not just only interested in you, that there's a couple and they're trying to determine what is it that they do want. And then once they decide that, they'll take action towards in the direction that they feel aligns with who they want to be. Right. So there you go. All right. Hang in there, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right, Moonlight, you are up to 4341. You're welcome, Priscilla. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so Moonlight. Hey, Beretta, my friend. Hey, Moonlight, my friend. Hope I am doing well. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the beautiful evening. Have a beautiful midnight morning for you. You're lost in translation and need some sleep, but you would love a message from Spirit, please. What do you need to know? All right, let's take a look here. What do they feel you need to know? Okay, we got this. We got this. All right. Yeah, I like this. Because they said, and the bottom of the deck. So you also you've got the Three of Swords, which expectations equal disappointment, right? And I see why, because you got the Lovers card and the Ace of Wands. that are coming in here too. And, and we've talked about, how expectations suck the life out of relationships. And and I feel like the big message here is the timing will be perfect to bring in this person and you know, the flame, right? The twin flame energy. So they said they're doing their work, they're working on themselves, you're working on yourself. But the big thing that you're both working on is letting go of these expectations of the way that things are supposed to go, what people are supposed to do and not do, what they're supposed to say and not say. Not to say you don't have boundaries, but being aware of that a relationship is never going to be perfect, and that to be aware of how many boundaries we have. And we do in the beginning, we overcorrect and we go, here's my boundary way out here, right? And we're like, so far you can't see me, that we eventually go, okay, I can put my boundary here. I really needed to put my foot down and feel like I can put what boundary I want in my life. And then we start to go, maybe that's a bit extreme. I can take it back to here and take this back to here. And not that we're doing away with our boundaries and compromising. We're just realizing a lot of more of my boundaries. Some of my boundaries are out of fear and not from a place of love for myself. It's more out of fear of what people will do or not do, not so much about a boundary of self-love, right? Um, and so I feel like it's about understanding where we're at in our boundaries, and a little nice hopeful message that, you know, they're doing their work, you're doing your work, and at the perfect timing, they will arrive. And it is someone you don't know with that Ace of Wands. So a brand new flame, a brand new, that the twin flame that's still on the earth. Not that they took the other one out. It's like they took out their competition. No, they're not an assassin, so don't worry. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, Moonlight. We send you lots of love, allow you to sleep. We send you comforting sleep energy. All right. Many blessings. All right. Mini Heal, you are up 247.11. There is your time stamp. Boom, boom. And a general for the next 3 months. Let's see here. What is Spirit wants you to know about what's coming here over the next 3 months? So you've got the Eight of Cups and the Five of Wands here. Yeah, I feel like there's this purge going on here in your life with the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about leaving behind relationships that don't serve you anymore and emotions that don't serve you anymore. And the Five of Wands is an energy of friendships, conflict in friendships, but also it can be this, I want to say, like a being able to step back into the like an eye of a storm, of a firestorm. And that I feel like you're realizing how much drama there was with groups of people and different people, and that you might have even kind of had like this, um, well, I hang around with people and I maintain relationships with these other people because they're part of my friends group. And if I hang out with my friends group, and I like hanging out with this person, but these other four are there too. It's like, but I don't want to you know, not be able to hang out with them if I don't wanna hang out with these 4 people. And I feel like there's some choices to be made with that, and I feel like that's what's coming over these next 3 months is you're letting things go and realizing, I don't need to hang around in groups. If I want a relationship or a friendship with this person, I can tell them, "Hey, you know what? That group is a bit loud for me right now in my life. Is there any way that we can just hang out? Just you and I? Can we like go get coffee or we can go this or that or whatever?" And you know, I like your energy. The other people right now, it feels like too much for me. There's a lot of fire, and I like your calmness and, you know, I'd like to get to know you more, and it's about choosing that. And if they're like, no, I only want to hang out with this group, then you're like, all right, then that tells you I can make a choice of who I'm giving so much energy to and taking back the energy, the emotional energy that's kind of going out into a black hole. So I feel like that's what's coming over these next 3 months. It's being aware of the relationships that you're the one keeping things alive, and be aware of where your emotional energy is being invested, especially any emotions that you pushed down from when you were 7 years old and younger, because there's some charged emotion down there that sucks the life, sucks the emotional energy into those charged emotions. Plus, it takes emotional energy to keep things down. And as you are letting this go and choosing where you're doing your emotional energy, your emotional bank starts gaining and filling back up. Which, if you're looking for love or looking for passionate things in your life, if your emotional energy is low because you're giving it away everywhere, your heart goes, we cannot afford anything new to come in. It's like you're making the emotional space for things that align with what you want. And I feel like that's a lot of what you're visiting here in the next 3 months. Oh, I like it. Cut, cut. All right. So that's what they have for you, Minahil. Many blessings to you. Right. And then Livier Vagara, you are up 251 even. Look at that. So here is your timestamp. And the energies towards job improvement. What can you be looking forward to? All right, let's take a look here. Okay, got to these two and this one. Right. Yeah, and cheers. I see a little coffee. Cheers, cheers. A reminder. In fact, it's almost all gone here. Taking my last little sip here. I do have water. We're safe. Okay. So energy towards job improvement. Yeah, Page of Wands. There is movement. There's action energy with the Page of Wands that's coming in here. So I do like that. I feel like this is, of course, your energy, whatever you focus on, you draw in or you push away. So, especially if you have job interviews and stuff, it could be like, oh, my need and want energy might, it's like being aware, come back to gratitude, going, what have I loved about jobs in the past? Handing it, surrendering it over to Creator and the universe and your spiritual posse, and focusing in on the higher vibrational energy helps it come in more smoothly, right? Um, but this is progression, this is movement energy, so I like that. What else can you be looking forward to? I like it. You have the King of Swords, which has to do with education, and the Three of Pentacles is about being true to your authentic self too, creating something that has to do with uh, if you had studies, if you did like college studies or training or something, this King of Swords does lend to that what you can look forward to is actually putting into practice using your education in a job. So I feel like whatever, I don't know if you got a degree or you got a certification or something. I feel like whatever this is that you wanted to do before and that you actually maybe studied and went to school for, I feel like you're able to put this into practice. You're able to put this forward, creating something. And if you didn't have like education or formal training or certification, I feel like that's what's coming next year for you. If you haven't, there is all this energy around mental, higher vibrational, student teacher energy with the Three of Pentacles, which is creation. So I like that for you. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, Olivier. So many blessings to you. Exciting things are coming. All right. And then Maria P, you are up 25401. This is for your free reading. Thank you for your donations earlier. And a general for you and Wally. All right, let's take a look here. What do they want you to know? What else about you and Wally here? All right. All right. Yeah. I do like it. I mean, you got the Justice card, which is balancing energy. There's also clarity coming in here. It rules over the house of relationship. So you guys are learning about your relationship. You're really seeing things from a different perspective. You also have the Hanged Man, which is about transformation, and again, seeing things from a different perspective, a higher perspective, positive things, learning a lot about each other, learning about communication as well as we talked about before. And the 8 of Pentacles, which is kind of committing to, I am willing to put in the blood, the sweat, the tears to make this work with you. Um, and, you know, that's also, it's like this agreement. We're going to um, do whatever it takes to make this a smoother relationship, to have this progression. Because the 8 of Pentacles and the Hangman are both energies around a caterpillar going into a cocoon to become a butterfly. That there's things that you both can let go of so that you guys can fly together, and which makes the relationship go faster than, because butterflies can fly much further faster than a little caterpillar slowly moving, right? So it's transforming your relationship from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And that's what I feel like is coming in right now for you, Maria. So hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. Right. Cat Mia, you are up to 55. Look at that. All that 5 energy. Boom, boom, boom. Change. Something is a changing here. Is that, did that happen because you ate chicken? Uh-oh. Let's see what's happening here. Of course, I'm not a licensed medical professional if this has anything to do with the physical body. Um, no, it feels like here you got the conflict energy with emotional confusion. So I don't feel like this had to do with what went into your mouth, eating chicken. I feel like this had to do with inner turmoil, inner emotional turmoil that was spawned by some conflict in the outside world. I feel like you were more like your body, if this is about your body, it would be that it was agitated by some emotional stuff that was going on inside that was sparked from conflict in the outside, people having a fight or drama or something going on in the outside world that caused your body to go into fight or flight mode, survival mode, and that will do things to our body, our digestive tract, our immune system, all sorts of stuff. And so I don't feel like it was because of the chicken itself, but what was going on around you. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So that's what they have for you, Cat Mia. So many blessings to you. All right. Ateshi, you are up 257.40. Hello, hello. All right. So, did Hugh make the comment about Jim because I've lost some weight? All right, let's take a look here. Was the comment from that or what? Why? We've got the temperance energy here and the 2 of Wands energy. This doesn't feel like the Jim comment had to do with you, because the temperance is about alchemy and about patience, and the 2 of Wands has to do with about this choice of energy. And this, because I'm stepping into this energy with Hugh in the situation when he's talking about the gym, I feel like it was all about me and my transformation and the steps I'm taking, and the choices I'm making and the energy I'm investing. It's like me, I kind of energy that comes in with this coming in. So I don't feel like it was them recognizing that. I feel like it was they were making it about them, which seems to be an energy that I mean, most humans do. I mean, we did, right? We thought, oh, they mean something about me when they said that. No, they were talking about themselves. And most people do. Most people are making, I mean, they're concerned about how they're doing in life. And that's what humans do till we start expanding to a higher vibration. Then we start being aware of other people and what's going on because we're not in that comparison mode or so focused in on me, we become we. Bonjour. No, and not like that, but we as a collective energy. So I feel like that was more about them, and what they were thinking about and their energies than it was, aimed at you because you've lost weight or they've noticed it. They probably even haven't even realized it. I know, right? You're like, but if we're doing it for someone else, then, you know, that's what we'll get, We're not gonna get the validation or the compliments or whatever from other people if we're doing it for them. When we're doing it for ourselves, that's what matters, right? So, I like it. So, hopefully that helps, Ateshi. That's what they have for you. And then Ravit, you are up. Here is your timestamp. There you go. So you are so very welcome. I'm so glad what we've been giving you has been helpful. You want to know what's coming in career. You're looking for stable income. All right, let's take a look here. So based on current energies, what's coming for you in career? And will you find stable income? Look at that here. So what's coming for you in career? Wow. Well, you got the Empress energy, which is about abundance and harvest and birthing. There is a little bit about here with career. It is new beginnings. It is creativity. It is mother nature, mother nurture too, which is about, you being searching for a career from your heart, not from your mind. Like the mind is full of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. And your heart is basically this Empress card is saying that, you're looking for stable income, but that doesn't mean that you can't do something that you love as well, something that you enjoy. And I feel like this Empress is reinforcing that. Will you find stable income? You have the 9 of swords. And the 9 of swords energy here is about, nightmare and insomnia, a lot of expectations and I feel like you can find stable income, and I know it's difficult when you feel like you have unstable income. We start focusing in on fear, right? And need and want, and when we're focused in on that fear, the 9 of swords of what what if I don't and I need this and oh my gosh, we actually expand and extend the unstable income, right? How we change that, kinda like the Empress, we come back to this like a goddess in the wilderness. We have gratitude. We have altars of gratitude of the abundance of the harvest of we're so grateful for what we have and have had. And when we change that energy to focusing in on that, then we actually get that's what brings in more harvest. That's what brings in stability. The instability is in here because everything is perfect. We have, we always have everything we need each moment, or we'd be dead, right? So we have stable, but it's not matching the stability of what we think stability should mean. And when we have the story of instability, then we get to see the world of instability. When I come in and go, I'm grateful for, everything that you brought me and everything that I have always have had, and I love this, and I'm grateful for this, and grateful for this and everything else, then that's what opens things up and allows it, to flow into us. So I feel like you have stable income right now. You just don't realize it. But then as you have gratitude with the stable income that you have and have had all of your life, then everything changes. Your story changes, your reality changes, the abundance comes in. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Ravit. So many blessings to you. All right. So we've got Happy Pill. Hey, Happy Pill. Good to see you. I'll add you on to the free reading list here. You made it just in that was my last free reading right there. So I wasn't going to have anything else. So you came in the elevator doors. Sorry, I have a little wheeze. Can you hear that? It's probably because of the 80 degrees yesterday, 30 degrees today, going back to 70 degrees tomorrow. So excuse me. So you made it in Happy Pill. And then Sudeshna, hey Sudeshna, thank you so much for your donation. Good to see you. We'll get you on the donation list here. You'll be up next, and then we'll finish up happy pills as well. I'm going to take a sip of water here to help clear out the wheeze. There we go. So, let's shuffle these up here. And so, Sudeshna, you're at 3:05:08. There is your timestamp. I'll give your donation a love and a like there. Thank you so much for that. And you want to know the upcoming week for you: love, career, health, and guidance. All right, let's see what we got coming in here for you. So, what about love? All right, thank you. Boom, boom. What about career? Okay, got that and that. What about health? Disclaimer in description box of video around health. You already know that. And then guidance. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit my microphone. Went all night not hitting it, and now we hit it. All right. Excuse me. The vaporizing of the little throat lozenge is already working. It's starting to drain my congestion. All right. So, bottom of the deck, you do have the Two of Cups. So next week, it's a lot about emotional choice coming in, about, realizing that no matter what's unfolding in your life, that you get to choose how you feel about it, that the outside world doesn't determine it. It's meaningless till it gets in here. We create the story, and then the emotional soundtrack that we choose to put with the story that we're creating in our head. All up to us. No one makes me feel anyway. I get to choose. All right. And then, so love, what's up for love next week? Yeah. So you're focusing in here with the Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So you're doing a lot of self nurturing, a lot of self reflection and love. So, yeah, we're still in that. Yay. But it's focusing in here on the Five of Pentacles energy, which the Five of Pentacles are beliefs around lack, right? It's the beliefs of lack, the fear of being abandoned, being left behind, being left out in the cold, not being enough, not having enough. So, a lot of this inner reflection energy, seeing your worth in a different way. And I feel like that's a lot of what the intention of the energy of next week for you is, for you to look at your self worth from inward instead of outward, right? Next week, I do have a podcast coming out. What did I call it? Abundance, where it be is what I'm calling it. And so that comes out Thursday next week. I feel like that will help, because it does talk about abundance, but it does do some inner reflection on our sense of worth. And I feel like that's with all this Pentacles energy. This is really what it's zeroing in on. So that is kind of the spotlight on love for next week. Career, you got the Four of Pentacles. more more of worth energy here. Again, with all this pentacle energy, it seems like so far you're kind of focused on the outside world, but the Four of Pentacles teaches us that when I'm looking for my worth in relationships and career and body, which is all what we're looking at, right? That I feel unstable because all those things are unstable. The more I turn inward and upward and find my eternal unconditional love and make that the foundation of my worth, then my inner world fills up and I overflow. The outside world moves from a place of lack to a place of above and beyond overflow. So I feel like next week with career, you're kind of learning a little around that too, about your sense of worth, and that it's not them, the company you work for that determines your worth. You get to decide your worth. Energy underneath that, yeah. King of Swords. I feel like you have this movement forward in education and learning and thinking around career. A lot of clarity coming in next week with career, with that King of Swords. but this is a lot. I feel like a lot of energy of learning, studying, and I feel like you have a big focus on learning something new next week. Maybe it's very supported in learning new things next week. So if you have a new class or new course that you're taking, I know you're taking some free courses on things, right? And I feel like they're saying it's very supported. So if you're like, should I start on this thing or not? It's very supported if you do. Health wise, you got the high priestess. Yeah, it's important to take a step back, get away from the chaos, step up into a high priestess temple, connect with the spirit world, dive deep into your own emotions. Because there's something below the surface with the high priestess energy. It's the hidden becomes seen. And there is this energy, of emotions impacting the physical body, right? And getting into that, diving into what are some of these emotional things below the surface. Yeah, you have temperance, which is a good energy. I feel like they're saying, it's a good balance. There's this, but temperance also is about taking it easy and patience. And I feel like it's important for the health of your body to calm your life down, right? And try to step out as much anxiety as you can. But below the surface is where that emotional energy is impacting you, right? I think, did I have it over here? Yeah. I actually found it and did it just because it's a great book if you guys can ever get your hands on it. It's been around for decades, I believe, so can find it like I did. I think I found it at a used bookstore, very cheap. But in here it talks about the emotional and spiritual like reasons for any kind of symptoms you have with your body, and you don't have to get the book for that. I mean, it's a great book to read. I absolutely recommend it. But you can also search on the Google or the internet and just, emotional and spiritual reasons for and what symptoms do you have, or if you have a diagnosis, look at it all and see what resonates as far as emotionally. Because I feel like they're pointing you to that to transform those things helps you in all areas of your life, because even though it's below the surface, it doesn't mean it's not impacting us. All that stuff that's below is impacting us. And when it comes to the surface, that's when we can transmute it, transform it, and be free from things too. So I feel like that's what they have for those. And then your guidance, you've got these two cards, which is the Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So take it slow and easy with the Knight of Pentacles, understanding that everything that's unfolding in your life is for you. The tune of for you, and trusting that the timing of things is also for you. And if you want things to speed up, we can't push things in the outside world to speed up. All we can do is go inward and upward. The more we raise our love vibration, that's how things speed up. Not trying to push it in the outside world. Underneath the surface, yeah, you have the Queen of Wands. So that's, the energetic focus, whatever you focus your energy on, again, whatever emotional choices that you're making next week, realize I'm the one creating my life. I'm the one drawing things into my life. And we talk about that in that podcast next week too. So I feel like next week's podcast going to be pretty cool because it talks about both the energy and our belief system below the surface. That is what keeps things away from us. That why we're not drawing in abundance and love and a lot of different things. So that'd be an exciting one next week. I completed it today. I'm ahead of schedule, but it'll be out next Thursday. I usually get it done like on Wednesday, the day before. I'm so proud. Anyway, so your fortune cookie here, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Let's see what we got here for you. You have, this is Venus and Taurus. I thought I had that before, but I had Mercury in Taurus. You got Venus in Taurus. You have romance here. Interesting. Let's take a look here. That's like the Two of Cups, the power of emotional choice. Interesting. Let's see what this, because Venus is love and Taurus is material values. So this shows a romantic image of a happy and devoted young couple who dance accompanied by Cupid. This represents love, beauty, art, and romance in its most ideal form. So here Venus sits in its natural sign, Taurus. Venus rules over Taurus. The green planet and the green sign are both concerned with the beautiful, pleasurable things in life, and this card indicates affections that are constant, lasting, and stable. So this Venus Taurus energy, it loves comfort, luxury, and beautiful surroundings, and it directs their attention to achieving them. So for this character, social status is based on wealth or artistic ability. Anyone with this energy combination are possessive and happy to be possessed themselves, though with their undoubted money-making skills can take this to extremes, becoming overindulgent and greedy. They're good with physical and sensual contact. Oh my gosh. And for this reason, do not just make good lovers, they can extend their talents to the hands-on arts. Modeling and sculpture come easily to the natives of this energy who have an expert feeling for the value of material things. Many singers have this Venus placing, and even Venus Taurians not blessed with this talents usually have a pleasing voice. Venus Taurian energy are great romantics, but consider a little opulence better than love in a garret, and can be widely extravagant when impressing a loved one. Overgiving, right? When this card is drawn in a reading, it usually indicates for the questioner a pleasurable forthcoming event, probably with a little monetary gain attached. The best business relationship bet will succeed if concerned with one of the arts. The events that flow around this energy is a love affair, a fortunate marriage, living happily in comfort, gaining through a loving relationship, or a windfall or gift from someone close. So some good abundance energy coming in here, which I feel like they're just giving you this hope that this is what's headed your way. Just it's important to do the work now, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, Sudeshna. Hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. All right. Red. Hello, Red. Good to see you. Thank you for your donation. We'll add you on to the list here. You actually will be up next year. Let me just check my emails just to make sure nothing new came in here while I was blabbing away as I do. Okay. Yep. So you'll be up next. And then Happy Pill, if I don't get another donation, you'll be up after that. All right. So Red, you're at 318 even. Oh, isn't that funny? Because you're red 3108 and your timestamp is 31800. Interesting, right? So behind the scenes, thank you for your sticker and for your donation. I appreciate that. So you want a reading on A for April, May, and June. Thank you for letting me know it's not a love reading. That helps me just focus in on non-romantic type of relationships. You love numerology, I do too. I love the synchronicities of it all. It's like, here you go. This is your message. All right, so let's take a look here. So April, regarding A, so we've got this, got these, and then May, April, May, and June, right? I can't believe it's like April next month already. And June, I want that one. And this one. And then just for the 3-month period overall. All right. And then you got all these threes energy because you got 2 cards and 1 card, 2 cards and 1 card, 2 cards and 1 card, and then 3 cards on the end for the kind of the energy for the 3 months, and on the bottom of the deck, you have the 3 of swords and the 9 of cups. 369. So we got all this energy here of 3-9 energy. 3 of swords, that's the underlying energy, um, below the surface of the entire reading as well. So that represents kind of this they're gonna do a lot of unexpected things. And it doesn't necessarily feel like a I mean, expectations are disappointment, energy with the 3 of swords, but it's like, they're just weird, is kind of this energy. They just don't do things normal. Are they Aquarian? Sounds very I'm Aquarius sun. Sounds very Aquarian. We just don't do things like other people. We always people are like, What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way." And they're like, "Okay." It's like, "That's the way it is." That's A? Okay. So that's kind of the energy. So you know what to expect. Expect the unexpected, right? So they do meet your expectations in doing the unexpected. That's funny. All right. So for April, let's see what the main energies are here. Yeah. There's a lot of movement of emotion with A, and there's a lot of I mean, the Knight of Cups can be a romance energy, not necessarily with you, but I feel like they're very much in this emotional flow, this joy energy overflowing, and very excited about life and things here. It almost feels like they are in, you know, it could be the newness of a new relationship kind of energy. They're very happy about something. Let's see what the underlying energy is here. Well, maybe they're just getting some good money with the King of Pentacles because that's abundance and fullness, and they feel very happy. So something is coming in here and it making them feel abundant, whether it is love or a position, a job, winning Powerball or lottery or something. I mean, it feels like they're just very ecstatic in April about money coming in, an inheritance or something, but and it doesn't necessarily have to be money, but it just feels like they're like feel like they're on cloud 9 with all of this, kind of energy. That makes sense too, and underneath the 3 of swords, we had the 9 of cups, which is kind of this, you know, they're doing the unexpected to make their dreams come true kind of energy. So, I just feel like there's a lot of excitement in April with that energy. Let's see what comes in here in May. Yeah, I mean, they've got the Lovers card and the 6 of Pentacles, which feels like, you know, a codependent relationship. If they're not falling in love in a relationship, I'd be surprised here. And like you said, it's not romantic with you, right? So, I feel like this is what you're being aware of what's going on with them, and they're just in this really big overgiving um and like, oh, this is a great relationship. It's like, oh, this important partnership. But the 6 of Pentacles energy I'm getting is not like an equal giving and receiving. It's at the core of it, it feels very codependent, where someone's overgiving and someone's not allowing them to give, which that doesn't usually fare well by my experience being a recovering overgiver in codependent relationships from the past. Under the surface, yeah. Which leads to 7 of Swords is lie, deceit, betrayal energy, which is what happens. That's what I was gonna mention it, and now with that, I do feel like they're telling me mention that because, what happens so, from my experience and what Spirit has told me, being an overgiver, like, you have 2 people that come in the beginning as adults into a relationship. But the overgiver takes on a parental role, pushing the other person into a child role, And one person will give and give and give and give because they're defining their worth by how much they can give. And they fear if they're not giving, they're not worth anything and they'll be rejected and all that, right? So they'll give and give and give until they're exhausted, and they'll give and give and give until they're resentful, right? Always a wonderful place to be in a relationship. But they'll give and give, and if little child tries to give back, "No, no, you can't give to me. I have to give to you, otherwise it freaks me out." Well, if we're not letting them give to us and they need to be able to give too, because that's part of our humanity is I need to be able to give and feel like I'm worth something and desirable, that if I don't let them give to me, they will give to their work and become workaholics or working out or a hobby or their friends or an affair, someone else. This betrayal energy, it feels like that quickly moves into this, oh, I'm I need to feel good about myself, so I'm gonna go feel good about myself, kind of energy here in May. So let's see what comes in June after all that, right? Yeah. My gosh. So sorrow, yeah. So the happiness is over. It's at least it lasted for a month and a half, maybe 2 months, but then the sorrow hits in, June, down the tubes, right? We do have the star card here, Aquarius energy. Here's that weirdness, but, which I love, it's my card. But it's like I'm looking at my dream come true in a different way now because they had the 9 of cups. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make my dream come true, and now I'm looking at doing it in a different way now, energy below the surface. I mean, but the energy below the surface. Yeah, they have the sun card. I feel like they still, you know, have this energy of like a it's still a brightness, but it's pointing that Leo energy to the inner child that there's something that needs to be looked at to overcome. Otherwise, they'll keep repeating the same cycles over and over again. But it does shine a bright light on it. And they might even have a little bit of an aha in June about why is this repeating pattern in my life? Is it just because everyone's like that out there? Or possibly there's a common denominator? We don't know. The 3 cards over um, the entire deck here, I mean, not entire deck, the entire, 3 months. Let's see what comes in with that here. Excuse me. I've got the Ace of Wands. Gotta crunch my little cough drop. I'm so sorry. Mhm. Tower card. 10 of Wands. Represents a repeating cycle, right? I have new passion. It explodes and is removed. And then I am at the end, the 10 of Wands, and then I begin again, endings and beginnings energy, right? So we definitely have this pattern that's being recognized here for that. So we'll do a fortune cookie here to see what else we can know here about A and the 3 months here. Your first one here, you get the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And then thank you for your additional donation. We'll go on to that next year in a sec. For that one, you get this other different oracle. We just get one of these deeper diver ones here. Ah, very good. I'm glad it resonates because I was going, whoa, where are we going with all this? But definitely interesting. All right, let's see here. What else do we have here for this 3 month period? We've got Venus in Capricorn. Oh, how fitting. Convention. So let's take a look here. It is Venus, right? Yeah. Because it's love, and Capricorn is about duty and perseverance. So It shows a neat and well cared for traditional house stands proudly above an orderly garden. In the center is a child framed by a stone wall. A portrait of a child framed by a stone wall indicates family restrictions. Wow. So the pattern does go back to their childhood, right? So Venus, in the common sense sign of Capricorn, describes someone who needs a romantic partner to share and help them achieve ambitions. Disliking public displays of emotion, this combination is fairly conservative in behavior. Although this sounds dull, the Capricornian zany sense of humor prevails, keeping any relationship lively and entertaining. Often, the Venus in Capricorn card indicates a fair age difference in a major relationship. People with this aspect are loyal and steadfast, but financial security is very important to their emotional happiness. Love on an overdraft is not conducive to a Capricornian's well being, and relationships can suffer if the partner is recklessly extravagant or foolish with money. There is always, with this combination, a strong social and artistic ambition. Venus Capricorn energy likes to know and be known by the talented and successful. Their involvement in the arts world could be based on their own talents and be concerned with exploiting the creative abilities of others. The love of artistic things usually leans towards the more conventional, expressing itself in classical music and traditional arts. They have good feelings for business dealings with the opposite sex, and harmony in this area is important to their life ambitions. So when this card is chosen, it often indicates a romantic liaison with someone much older or younger. Well, oh wow. The events that surround this energy, a marriage or affair with a great age difference, a relationship with a famous or important person, or a new friend of some influence. Well, there we go. Interesting, right? Love organized and framed. All right. So that is for your first one, Red. Thank you for your additional donation. Grab your second timestamp here. Appreciate that. And then you want to do a deeper look into what causes the shift in May and June and what happens afterwards. Okay. Let me take a quick sip here. All right. So let's talk what happens in May here. Okay, they do want that one too. What else? Anything else? Underline there. And then what happens afterwards here with that. So we got that. Like we do want that leading to that, leading to that. Okay, I get you. All right. So, of course, we already talked about the Ace of Wands in the previous reading. That's the energy under the bottom here, which represented that new passion. The new spark is what causes this. It's the repeating cycle of passion and interest, and so the underlying energy here that impacts them is that I feel like they're just referring back and pointing back to it's a repeating cycle, and it'll show itself in different ways, but it's always going to come back to that codependent flip in that that they get into that scenario. Because sometimes I feel sometimes they're the overgiver and sometimes it's flipped the other way, and they're the over I mean, they're the one that's overgiven too. Okay, let's see what happens here. So in May, June, what is it more deeply? What causes this shift here? So we do have the wheels of fate a turning here. So I feel like the beginning here, it's almost like this Wheel of Fortune being the major arcana number 10 is the end is always the beginning and the beginning is always the end. Again, it feels like going in circles, repeating cycle, right? Let's see what comes in here. We have the 8 of Wands, a lot of passion, a lot of flow of energy. We have the 8 of Swords, more thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. Again, this flowing energy, you know, letting go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve me anymore, those that make me feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small. So that makes sense here because I feel like possibly it's the other person that's the overgiver in this case, because it feels like A is feeling restricted and small and trapped, contained, and their energy is, I've got to be able to exert my energy. It's almost like having a little puppy in a kennel all day. And it's like, I'm a puppy. I need to play. If you're not going to play with me, I'm going to break out of this cage. And I'm going to go play somewhere else kind of energy. Yeah. And here's that 9 of Cups because I got to make my dreams come true. And part of my dreams come true, is, that I get to give, I get to be, the person that is giving, right? Um, and the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles energy sometimes, has an energy of the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. It's about patience. But with this energy combination, there's another meaning, which is when you start to see the fruit, you're like, this isn't what I want. I planted all these apple trees and now that I'm getting apples, I'm like, why did I want apples? That's what everyone else wanted. I want guacamole. I want an avocado tree. That's my dream. That's my emotional dream, the 9 of Cups, right? So I feel like what big thing happened here is they felt very restricted that they couldn't do anything with their passion and and then they realized this isn't what I want. So I feel like the puppy broke out of the cage to go find where they could feel that way and feel that expression because they don't like restrictions. Again, they don't like the expected, they don't like expectations. In fact, they'll rebel against expectations just to prove that they don't have to obey in a way, right? Interesting. So, and then what happens afterwards? Yeah, we have the 9 of Wands here, which is like a kind of a wall is formed. The 4 of Swords is it's letting go of expectations. That's what follows the 3 of Swords, right? The 4 of Swords is seeing things from a different perspective and letting go of expectations. I have peace of mind because I've already left in my own mind. There's already a block. I'm on the way here. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting the feeling that this is more emotional towards a person than work here. But I mean, I feel like the personality that's coming through applies to every area of their life, not just with people. It's their dream come true, applies to their work, it applies to their relationships, it applies to their own body and their own finances and possessions. I feel like they are very, um, in a way, I would say the perception of other people to them is that they're uncommitted and uh, it's not that they're disloyal. Well, in a way, it's like they won't stay with the company to be loyal to a company, just like they won't stay with a person to be loyal to them. If I'm not feeling my dream and my passion and be able to express myself, I'm out. I don't have that commitment to it, if that makes sense, right? Where and my possessions. If I'm not happy with it anymore, I just toss it or I give it away. And I'm always giving away stuff and moving and changing cars and um it's like when I get tired of something, I move on to something else kind of energy. Okay, that resonates. Right. So, and I feel like that's what's kind of happening here with this 9 of Wands is I already made a decision. I'm like, this is closed down. I've already moved on. Um, so in my mind, I'm not doing anything wrong because I've already moved on. So whether I'm not investing in work or investing in a relationship, whatever, it's like I'm already out, you know. When are you gonna catch up? you know? See what this else comes in here. Yeah, I mean, we've got this 6 of Wands and the 6 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands energy is joy, celebration. 6 of Cups, I feel like there's this childlike energy here. It's and maybe they have ADHD in a way too. Not that all ADHD people are like this, so no offense to anyone. I feel like this is in combination to their upbringing and the stuff that happened to them growing up. But I feel like the ADHD is what gets them very bored of things and out of sight, out of mind, moving into other things too. Adding that into that mix here, because I'm getting this sense of I run on 8 tracks all at the same time, and that's why I get tired of things fast too, and, you know, I'm on to other things fast and distracted by other things. Squirrel, off I go. So interesting. Where does this lead to? We got the 8 of Pentacles. More transformation of the outside world, but not in a caterpillar to a butterfly way. This feels like a lot of change that comes in the outside world. Can be around work. 8 of Pentacles is a work energy, but I just feel like it's 8 tracks, right? 8 pentacles. It's like I'm working on 8 things at the same time, and sometimes I forget I'm in a relationship. I forget, this, I forget that because 'cause I'm all over the place. Yeah, even the 6 of Pentacles. Here's that codependent energy again coming in. Codependency awareness with the 6 of Pentacles, which is I'm I'm moving on to the next codependent situation. And, I don't feel here because the 8 of Pentacles can be, working on my codependency, but I feel like and this is where the ADHD kinda comes and makes it difficult because when I'm constantly moving from subject to subject to subject and thing in my life, I don't make a whole lot of progress. It's like if you're working on 8 things at the same time, you have to kind of remember where you left off to pick up back on it again, you know? And I know you know how that is where you're working on a project or a spreadsheet or you're doing something, right? And keep on getting interrupted and you go, "Okay, now where was I? Okay, that's where I am. All right, now I'm back in the flow. Oh, another interruption, right?" It's like you spend most of your time trying to remember and catch up where you are before you get distracted again. And it's very slow progress. I feel like they want to work on something, but they just don't have the ability to do it yet. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what the fortune cookie comes in with this too. That's a few too many there. Just one, please. All right, here it is. Let's see what the angels want us to know. Right? Relax. Which says, all worries and anxieties are leaving my mind, making space for calmness and peace. That's the affirmation, right? The angels want you to know that feeling at peace internally can boost overall contentment and feelings of happiness, regardless of the challenges you face. A relaxed and calm outlook can help you navigate life's often turbulent waters more smoothly. I feel like that's the message for them, right? They need to they could relax. Relaxing is this is where they what would solve a lot of their 100 miles an hour, maybe Adderall or or something, It's like, wow. The reason my host, she has ADHD. She just got diagnosed last year, and, when she got the extended release one and they gave her meds, she was like, "Is this how it is all the time for you?" And I'm like, "Don't use me as an example because I think I might have some undiagnosed ADHD symptoms. Maybe I'm on the spectrum too. I don't know. I'm an Aquarius. I'm weird." I go, "Don't compare yourself to me." I go, "But being able to focus on something consistently for a while is how, a lot of people do it, but there's a lot of benefits that come with ADHD too. It's a gift, not a curse, We just learn to work through things, and I feel like that's what they'll eventually try to do. You're very welcome, Red. Thank you again for your dual donations, and very grateful. Enjoy. All righty. So, I think it was it for my donations, and we are to Happy Pill. Happy Pill, we're at 345. 56 is yours. Here is your timestamp and a general message from your guides. What do they want you to know right now? Let's take a look here. Got that one and that one. All right. You will have justice, mighty emperor. No, you got two major arcana coming in here. And there is this good energy. Justice card is about, balancing energy, Libra energy, balancing of the scales. A lot of air energy qualities that come in with the justice card. And you're learning a lot. You're seeing things from a higher perspective and you're cutting away things on the other side of the scale, right? The other things on the other side of the scale are small t truths rooted in fear, right? Opinions, expectations, the supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, all that. It's all rooted in fear, right? Fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, not having enough. So what we grow up with, all these conditioning, all that opinions on this side of the scale. This side of the scale, it's way out of balance in the beginning because growing up, we're overloaded here. Hardly any higher truths given to us growing up, unless you're, taken to a Buddhist monastery when you're a baby, then you might be more like this. But the rest of us, we kind of come in this way. And as we are learning about things from a higher perspective, from a capital T truth rooted in unconditional love and the wisdom and of the upper realms, we start to understand why things and seeing the big picture of things. And so it starts to go like this, right? But then we also take some of these things, we question our small t truths, convert them and transform them into spiritual wisdom, and we make these changes. So this is the balancing of mindsets and thoughts that are coming in. And the emperor energy is Aries energy. It's about kind of clearing the throne room. The emperor has everyone with all their noise, all this stuff on the lower vibration, all these opinions being stacked here. And they're just like, all right, I'm tired of all this noise. Clear the throne room. I'm the emperor. I'll make choices. Leave your information, leave your opinion in that little box on your way out the door. And then in silence, we get out of our head, all that noise, we get into our hearts. And then we decide what is it we want to do, and then put a plan and put action behind that plan. So I feel like their message here is to question the whys behind things. Why do I want to do what I want to do? And step out of the mind and into the heart and go, heart, what do you want to do? And it's about balancing between the head and the heart and then deciding what it is you want to do. Because there is no right choice, there is no wrong choice. There's just different choices with different outcomes, different experiences. And I feel like they're saying here that as you're deciding what you want to do, If you get out of the mindset of right and wrong and go, where's my heart leading me? Where's my excitement leading me? I don't have to figure out the rest of my life right now. I just, what's the next? What's the next thing? And to go on the adventure to allow that to move forward. So I feel like that's their big message from you right now. Hopefully that helps, Happy Pill. That's what they got for you. Many blessings to you. I think that is everything I have right now. If you guys haven't got into my giveaway, we have a giveaway next week. Every new moon and full moon, we have a full moon next week in Libra. So if you want to check out that video, that'll tell you how to get into it. And all the playlists are down in the description area. Or if you go to my main page on YouTube at the very top, all the playlist of giveaways and winners is under one. So you can see the most recent giveaway. That one will be at the top. We also put out, I have a Making the Most of Moon Energy playlist out there, which includes this one, the Libra full moon. I talk about how to make the most of that energy with the release energy and the affirmations. I also created the basics of making the most of full moon energy, which is linked in that video. But if you want to check that out separately, there's the link for that. That's also in the playlist. And what else? We do have a podcast every 2 weeks that comes out called The Easier Path. The last one last week, it's all about love, baby. It's about fated love, twin flames, stepping stones, soul partners, soulmates, and some great information on how to make that whole process of relationships an easier path instead of a harder one. So I really encourage you to take a look at that. If love is a thing in your life, which it is for all of us, right? To check it out and just to see what resonates for you there. And if you want to catch up on any of the other ones, then the playlist is there. Next week's is called Abundance. Where it be? Where's it at? What are the things that impact abundance? That'll be coming out next Thursday. So keep an eye out. All right, everybody. I'm on Wednesday through Sunday nights. I'll be back tomorrow and Sunday. So love to see you guys if you are available and around. Always a joy to have you guys. Thank you for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. So grateful for you being part of the love tsunami. And until I see you again, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.